How about that? Can you guys hear me now? My computer literally updated this morning, so I have no idea. Like, half of my shit isn't even working. Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back. Welcome back. It has been a long-ass time, man. 2020 feels like a couple years rather than a couple of months. Yeah, we're gonna put slow chat when the discussion actually starts, but, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Welcome back to the RWBY live stream discussions for Volume 8. Chapter 1 came out for first members this past weekend. We're gonna get into all of the discussions of the episode as well as the intro. So just give me a second. All right, so that's enough music for now. I'm really nervous, by the way. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's been such a long time since I've streamed, especially on YouTube. So, I'm like super nervous. I don't know why. I should be used to this by now, but I'm still not. And I don't even mean for the episode. I mean like for the sake of me streaming. Like I'm just super nervous right now. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Also, I don't know the name, but the user who donated 5,000 yen. Thank you guys. Thank you so very much. Thank you for always entertaining with videos and distribution from Japan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very kind of you. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the compliments on my hair. This is my COVID. Someone said my COVID afro, and I'm very inclined to agree that I've never had my hair this long before. Like. It's kind of like all over the place right now, not gonna lie. But yeah, the COVID wig. Yeah, I typically, prior to 2020, I typically kept my hair short. But yeah, it's growing out, and at this point I don't know if I should cut it, cuz I feel like I'll look like a completely different person. I actually feel like I'd lose subscribers after people have like gotten to see like what I look like for such a long time. Hold on, give me 1 second. I just need to make sure everything looks and sounds good. Hold on. Okay. Why don't you watch it, blow it out, and do cornrows? I don't know. I feel like I'd look weird with much of a drastic hair design style. I'm also very, like, average as fuck when it comes to, like, the way, like, I don't know, my facial features or my hair or whatever. Like I said, I've always just had my hair super short, so the fact that my hair is this long, I just don't know what to do with it. And if I did something with it, I don't know what it would look like. So it's kind of like, yeah. It's very back and forth. Hey, Kaylin. Thanks for joining. How does everything sound? How does everything look? I am so nervous. Jesus Christ. I'm like sweating right now. Oh my God. It's been such a long time. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fuck up somewhere. I probably forgot to, I'm probably going to forget to say something or whatever. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate you guys tuning in for the live stream discussions. We've been doing these since Volume 4, so this is the 4th anniversary of, well, not really, like, time-wise, but I guess RWBY volume-wise. Like, we've been doing these since Volume 4, so, and we've been getting better and better as time goes on. I have screenshots, I have animation GIFs, so we have a lot to dissect. I categorized everything, so I hope it looks good. I hope it's very familiar to what you guys are used to and what you guys, look forward to every year for RWBY. It's just felt like such a long time. Like RWBY ended in February, but I feel like I've gone through like, I feel like at least a year has passed since the show. And I'm starting before 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock was when I decided that I was going to start the discussion, but I was like, well, I think I'm going to go live. So typically the schedule is going to be every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the live stream discussions are going to take place. And what I want to do is go live maybe 15-20 minutes before that, because last year, a huge portion of the live stream time was cut at the beginning because a lot of that was just dedicated to me chatting with you guys and seeing how everyone's week was doing and just talking to you guys before we jump into the discussion. And so, like, I want the discussions to start at 6. So prior to that, it would just be natural, I think, for me to just chat with you guys and see what's up and stuff like that. So yeah, the discussions will start at 6 moving forward. But I will be going live maybe like 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes beforehand, just to chat with you guys before we jump into it. Of course, we're going to be talking about Chapter 1 and the intro, so spoiler warning if you guys haven't seen it, which is odd if you're here and you haven't seen it. Maybe it's because you can't see it until Saturday if you're not a first member, which is understandable, but just know that you will know things before you see it. So if you want to go in completely blind, just make sure you hightail it out of here before we actually start chatting. Also, Semblance, is that you, Caleb? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. RWBY Volume 8 is here, dude. I'm so hyped. And for those who don't know, the volume is going to be for 14 chapters. So we have the volume for another 14 weeks because we typically get a break during the holidays. So yeah, the volume, if memory serves, the volume is going to end the day before Valentine's Day. On Saturday, February 13th, 2020. And for those of you who don't know, that is the same date that Paranikos died in Volume 3, February 13th, 2016. So, I don't know what the fuck Rooster Teeth is doing. I don't know if they're setting up for some, like, crazy, like, hey, remember Volume 3? Well, we're gonna remind you. So, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but, like, Volume 7 set a lot of things up, especially for, like, Ironwood and Salem showing up. So, yeah, and this first chapter definitely set the tone, I think, for what I feel like most of us are gonna... For what I feel most of us feel is going to be a very stressful and a very... problematic volume for a lot of different characters for a lot of different reasons. And so, was the episode uploaded yet? It's on the Rooster Teeth website. It is currently available for first members. Chapter 1 of Volume 8. Thank you guys all so very much for the super chats. Neo Poppins, thank you for the $10 super chat. Here's to a great discussion. So's the Turk. Hey man, love the videos. Just wanted to say, I'm in love with the beard, and I have a question. Would you consider doing a re-reaction to volumes 1 and 2? So, I wouldn't say a re-reaction, because I've seen volume 1 and 2 countless times, and I watched volume 1 and 2 when the show came out. At that time, I was only doing reviews. It wasn't until volume 3 that I started doing reactions, but what I want to do is when the I'm pretty sure Rooster Teeth will announce it, like when the final volume for RWBY comes out someday, when the last volume for the core story of like Team RWBY, Ozpin, and Salem, when that final volume is announced, I would like to do like a live stream like event where like every weekend we watch like every volume leading up to the finale volume. And I think that would be really nice to do, and just give my overall thoughts of those volumes, and to go back and just talk about the series and see how it's evolved, and see all the characters during their like volume 1 and 2 days, and just see like how they've evolved over the, like just looking at someone like Jean in volume 1 and just seeing where he is now in volume 8. It's such a whiplash effect. So it's kind of like, you know, he's grown so much as a character, and that's just him, and we don't even know what these characters are going to be like by that time. So I would like to do something more like that, where we, you know, rewatch the volumes like in a live stream or something like that, and just kind of go down memory lane. But yeah, it's something that I've always thought of. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hey, Christian, Hydro, it's been a while. I just dropped off. I kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, I am. Ruby's back, so I'm looking forward to that. Mad Stinger, thank you so much for the super chat as well. Bumblebee Binary Star, welcome back. Do you think anyone will mentally break this volume? Probably. I don't know. Maybe by the end of it. I'm assuming. I feel like they're just setting up for RWBY to just have like a mental meltdown by the end of the volume, depending on like who gets hurt this volume, who dies by the end of it. I'm very much in like the RWBY camp of that right now. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think they've been setting that up for a really long time. And Palm Miller, hey, just wanted to say I love you and your videos, your discussions and reactions. Keep up the great work. Hugs. Thank you so much, Pam. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you guys all as well for tuning in. I got my water on hand, thank God. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking about the chapter, breaking it down scene by scene, moment by moment. I'm also going to be talking about the intro as well, since it's tethered to the first chapter at the end there. So we're going to talk about the intro after the fact. So yeah, I also hope that this isn't like a 4, 5, 6 hour live stream discussion. Like, I'm being genuinely honest. Hopefully I can keep these a bit more contained and under wraps for people who watch these after the fact or what have you. Monstro dungeon crawl with our heroes going for a Hail Mary. Oh man. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, cause like Monstro is kind of like a fortress almost. More than just, oh my goodness. William Pendragon with the $100 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Really glad to have your live stream discussions back, Arnold. However, I regret to say, due to Ironwood's draft, I have been drafted into the Atlas military. Look for me in future episodes. I'm the Atlas goon who's going to be who's going to be absolutely wrecked by a Berengal. Oh God, that was funny. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you so much. Good to have you back in the live stream, William. Thank you so much for the support, man. Seriously. I greatly appreciate it. Do you think the last volume of the series will be the battle that takes place at the Kingdom of Vale? It would only seem poetic, you know, where the show starts is where the show also ends. So that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, F's in the chat for William, who's gonna die. So the first person I see get wrecked by a Berengal in Volume 8, it's confirmed that's you, my guy. Okay. So, as per usual, if this is your first time in the stream, typically what I do is I put up slow chat. Now, what that means is you're only able to... we have almost 800 people in the chat right now, and obviously I want to read comments and obviously talk about stuff and bounce those ideas off of what I'm reading in chat. So, typically what I do is I put slow mode on, and you're only able to type once every 45 seconds, and that typically quells majority of like the crazy feed that's going, and it like it gives my mods a little bit of a gives my mods a little bit of space to breathe, to funnel through comment and to read certain things. So I'm gonna be enabling that right now in 3, 2, 1, boom. Slow chat is now enabled, I think. Okay, yeah, there you go. I still know how to do this, I promise. Alrighty, wow, I can't believe it. We have 829 people in here. Thank you guys all so very much for tuning in. I sincerely appreciate the support. 2020 has been it's been a thing, I will say. It has been a thing. And a lot of ups and downs, a lot of hectic things going on in the world,
here for your money.
and it hasn't been the best, and at the very least now, RWBY is something that can really just take our minds off of a lot of things. New consoles are coming out this week as well, so I feel like the end of the year, hopefully it can end off on a bit of a higher note than how the year started. But yeah, this year's just been absolutely awful, and the one thing that I've been like holding on to and just waiting for has been this volume, and it's finally here, and we have it next week, and the next week, and the next week, and the next week, and we have it for the next like 3 months or so. So I'm super excited. I'm super optimistic to just get lost in this show for the next couple months, take my mind off of the world and everything else that's going on. Obviously, I'm going to be doing reactions weekly, live streams weekly. I've already started posting like shit posts and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to just get back to where You know, just to get back into the show that I love so much and hopefully come out of it alive. Just because you know, you never know what can happen. Denise Hunt, I think that's how you say that, or Dennis Hunt. I don't know which one it is, but I apologize. Thank you for the super chat. Sonic Speed, thank you for the super chat as well. I got drafted into the Atlas military all of a sudden. All of a sudden, I see a giant-looking whale approaching my city. Yeah, that Rooster Teeth actually did release that last volume. They released like that poster that people thought was like a young Flint and a young Neon, and it was like, you know, join the Atlas Academy today, when they knew what y'all were gonna get into. So y'all like hook, line, and sinker. They definitely got you guys. I actually think that's kind of funny, like funny advertising that they did there. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the RWBY Volume 8, I almost said Volume 1, RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 1 live stream discussion. We got a lot of things to get into, a lot of things to talk about. Just let me know how the audio is. How do I look? How do I sound? We're going to have some clips and some screenshots coming in momentarily, so hopefully those look good as well. Everything looks good, sounds good? Sweet, sweet. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Okay. Let me find a spot for this. All right. And without further ado, 900 people! Wow. Crazy. Thank you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the kind words and the donations and you guys just being here. And I hope you guys, I just hope these videos just bring entertainment to your day, take your mind off of some stuff, get you hyped for what to look forward to for RWBY. I've gotten a lot of comments over the last year, especially of people that are like, dude, I can't wait for the volume to be back. I can't wait for the live streams. I've missed these, you know, and all of the support, it means a lot to me. And I'm just honored and humbled to be back and to just be talking about the thing that we all really enjoyed together. So with all of that said, holy shit, is Rooster Teeth doing this? Are they actually doing this? 7 volumes in the making, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. We're actually getting the backstory of Cinderfall. I cannot believe this, dude. Like, for those of you who don't know, I've really not enjoyed Cinder's character. Not because I think she's, like, annoying or anything like that, but because it's just, like, I don't know who you are. Like, it's 7 years. Going on 8 years, I literally don't know who you are, other than you want power, and that's kind of it. Truth be told, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but when the episode started, I didn't recognize who this was. I didn't put in my mind that this was Cinder. Like, my reaction, I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe it, Volume 8's here. Like, I'm popping off so hard, like, I'm like, oh, who's this random girl? It wasn't until I edited my reaction that I was like, wait a minute, was that Cinder? But yeah, this is literally, like, I feel like, especially with how they transition from this scene to Cinder and Neo in the airship, this is without a doubt Cinderfall, Cinderella inspiration. You know, Cinderella was basically like a slave to her evil stepmother and stepsisters until she, you know, found her Prince Charming and, you know, lived happily ever after. Was kind of like down in the dumps, and this is kind of like a more darker representation of Cinder's backstory, of where I've always felt like Salem was Cinder's fairy godmother reference. You know what I mean? Like, I always said to myself, I'm like, if Cinder is a reference to Cinderella, then Salem must be her fairy godmother, or if you want to go that far, the evil stepmom. if we actually get the backstory of Cinder's family and, you know, where she comes from and stuff like that. Holy fuck, we have over 1,000 viewers in chat. Y'all are fucking awesome, dude. Thank you guys so much for being here. I don't know what else to say, man. Thank you guys, seriously, so much. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, it seems like after 7 volumes. I know Miles has also mentioned that they've tried to find ways to make it work to incorporate Cinder's backstory. It's not like they said at the beginning, okay, this character that has been in the show since the first episode. We're going to hold that backstory for a good 7 years, and then we'll give it to the fans. I feel like they just never knew the right point for it. And now that Cinder is seemingly back in the good graces of Salem for now, it can easily, and it seems like she's going to be pivotal to this volume that, you know, she's the Fall Maiden, Salem and company are in Atlas, and she's definitely Cinder's most, like, valuable like piece, you know what I mean? She even mentioned, she's like, you're more valuable than a pawn, but that doesn't make you a player. She's probably like, I don't know, a knight or a bishop or something. I don't know. She probably considers herself to be the Black Queen in her own twisted psyche of wanting power so much that she hopes to one day rival even Salem. But yeah, I think that this is definitely an appropriate time to get the backstory. And I like the fact that and another thing too is when I went back to do the edit for the reaction, this was the transition. Like, you hear the scratch, like the brushing of the floor, and then it transitions to the scratching of the chair. So I was like, oh, that's what they were going for. I completely went over my head. No surprise here. Shouldn't be a surprise here, at least for me. But yeah, I really liked that transition. I thought that was a very clever transition there. And it kind of seems to show like a little bit of Salem's anxiousness of like, okay, I'm going back to my evil fairy godmother. Hopefully I can restore my honor. Hopefully she's pleased with me after my last couple of fuck ups. And only time will tell what Cinder is really thinking. Only time will tell of like whether she messes up again, or if she, you know, if this is the beginning of a stride going, like she gets the maid, you know, she's the Fall Maiden, she ends up getting the Relic of Knowledge, and then maybe she'll end up getting the Winter Maiden's power, and then the Staff of Creation, and, you know, at that point, it's like, Cinder's just made up for all of her fuck-ups of the volumes of the series for the longest time. Let's see. Yeah, Cinder's backstory, I'm definitely here for it. I'm just glad that we're getting little breadcrumbs of it. I'm just wondering when it's going to be a full backstory. I wonder if they're actually going to give us like an episode backstory, like a Kuroyuri Ren backstory, because I feel like it's really important, just because like that's Salem's biggest like bargaining chip is Cinder. Like, she's putting all of her faith in Cinder being the vessel for the maidens. So I feel like how Cinder grew up, you know what I mean? Like, grew up in seemingly poverty, not really having much to her name. Like, that's the way she lived. God knows how people treated her. Another thing, too, I want to go back to this really quick. So, just looking at her attire, so she's wearing, like, an apron of sorts. She kind of looks like a low-class, like, barista, almost. Like, she looks like she's, like, a servant of some sort. On her hands and knees, scrubbing the floor, just kind of, like, lifeless. She's got some bandages on her hand. Like, she's got a bandage on one finger. She's got like bandages wrapped around her other arm. And oh god, Pirate Cinder, please. Oh god, Kalen was talking about Kalaxon was talking about like Pirate Cinder, and I'm just like, oh god. Yeah, so she seems to be somewhat of a like low class. I don't know why, but the way that she's dressed and the fact that that's like a wooden floor makes me feel like this is Mistral. Like when she said in volume 3, right? Like, remember when she was on like the intercoms and she was talking about like, you know, she was basically feeding all that fear into people when she sabotaged the communications of the Vital Festival tournament. She said, as someone who hails from Mistral, I can assure you that place is equally undesirable. And I felt like she was just lying at that point because of the fact that, like, obviously they forged their signatures, they forged their information that they were students from Haven to participate in the tournament. But low-key, that actually might have been the case. She might actually be from Mistral. So, oh, Hunter called Pirate Cinder. Okay. But yeah, so I do think that she might have some like Mistral origins, which is interesting too, because like we weren't in Mistral all that long, and I feel like being in that setting could have definitely opened the doors for her backstory there, and maybe that was their idea, but Miles did mention something like they wanted to do this backstory for a while, but they just never had the right, like they just could never find the right point that it would make sense to do it. So maybe now that she's back with Salem, maybe she'll start like remembering the origins of why she's in this in the first place and where this hunger for power comes from and all that, you know? Yeah, another thing too that I'll just say regarding this current Cinder, clearly a very different iteration of the Cinder that we meet in Volume 1, and definitely a much, like, a completely transformed character by the time we see her now, right? Like, Fall Maiden, Grim Infused, all that shit. People have implied, like, I guess there's some, like, heavy implications that Cinder self-harms because that one wrist of hers that's covered in bandages is always covered. Like, we've never seen that side of her arm before. I don't know if that's an injury. I don't know if that's something more, you know, more painful to, like, just how she feels about herself and her life and everything like that. Her fingers are also bandaged, so maybe she's just, like, a hard worker. You know what I mean? Maybe she just, like, literally hustles and, like, hurts herself and gets you know, gets the job done at the cost of her own health. Or it could be something more psychological and more troubling, like, you know, internally with her. But yeah, I also believe that that's the hand that has the Grim arm now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her right arm that's Grimified. I think, or is it her left one? Is it? Oh, it's her left one? Okay, it is the left one. Yeah. So I said right, so it's my right, her left. Okay. Yeah, I completely messed that up because me looking at her right there, like, she's on my right. So yeah, okay, her left. Yeah, so that arm is still very much there to maybe potentially confirm that if we end up seeing it down the road, because I think it's always been covered to some degree. But yeah, so I like the transition. Like I said, very, very excited that we're getting a Cinder backstory, or at least the breadcrumbs of it right now, and hopefully it's, I don't want to say it's going to be worth it. I don't think anything is worth waiting 7 years for, right? And obviously they weren't going to give us Cinder's backstory at all during the Beacon arc. It's fucking weird. We're out of school. But hopefully this can at least satisfy the Cinder fans out there who've been looking forward to this. Hopefully it can quell the people that have just said that, like, Cinder is, like, awful and she's, like, one-dimensional and she only cares about power. We don't know anything about her. And hopefully it can satisfy people like me who have had that issue of, like, I just can't attach myself to Cinder because I don't know anything about her. Like, I can't just attach I need depth for me to really, like, enjoy or appreciate a character, especially, like, as the series goes on. And 7 volumes in, Cinder's just been completely indifferent. I've been so indifferent to Cinder so far, so hopefully that changes. But yeah, nonetheless, that tease was really, really exciting. Can't wait to see that. I don't know if you guys can see this. It is a little, you know, just based on my setup right now, it is a little hard to see. But if you look on the top left and the top right, there are either those are giant Seer Grim, or we have some giant jellyfish along with this giant whale. Like, this is Salem's, like, dark ocean abyss right now. Can you guys actually see them on the top left and the top right? They're very hard to notice. Wait, you missed the giant Seer Grim in the sky? No, I'm mentioning those right now. Yeah, right. Yeah, they're on the top left and top. They're hard to see because, like, the clouds and all of that are in the way. Hold on, let me, hold on, let me enhance. Enhancing. Hold on, give me a second. I just want you guys to see it. So it's right here. You see that? Top corner? Right there. Giant Seer Grim. Or a giant fucking jellyfish. But yeah, I I wonder if that's like Salem's like like she has like she's got 5G network now. Like before the Seergrim were literally like Wi-Fi hotspots, right? Watts had one in his bag, and he was able to communicate with Salem back when he was with Leo. Like Leo had one too, but now she's like upgraded. She's like, yo, that 5G network, I'm all about it. I have 2 giant like 5G towers chilling around me, and I can communicate with my Grim anywhere in this kingdom. Yeah, I thought they looked like jellyfish, and then I was like, wait a minute, those are literally just giant Seergrim. So it seems like she amplified the Seergrim too, right? The Berengul's got wings. She made a fucking whale fortress, which is pretty baffling, and now she's got some giant Seer, which their primary function is communication. So maybe she can telepathically communicate if each one of these is in a different part of Atlas, and they can all feed her intel back over like the entire kingdom now that she's here. So yeah, I noticed that, thought that was really interesting. It's very hard to notice, so for those of you who didn't notice that, that's something. Let's see. Okay, so now Neo back to piloting, a Volume 3 reference right there. So they're heading back to Cinder's hideout. Salem's hideout, rather, to report back. I find it very odd. I find it very odd that this whale fortress of sorts is tailor-made for airdrop. So, like, just has a landing dock. 5 landing docks, mind you. Like, who the hell is gonna have 5 different airships? That would be like Cinder, Watts, Tyrion, Hazel, and then Emerald Mercury all get in their own airships and come back here. It's just weird. It's not something that I would have expected. I thought they were just going to land on the top of the whale, like how Salem came into the picture. You know, she came in at the very top of the whale. I didn't even know that there was like interior design, interior decorating going on with this thing. But it seems to be decked out like it's like her floating castle fortress, like, you know, it's her home away from home. It's almost like an RV of sorts, but it's a whale grim. yeah. Most likely Salem put a lot of that dark pool, like grim like liquid together. That's probably, you remember the end credit scene for volume, what was it, volume 6? Where like she ends up like channeling all this power and then the screen goes to black. Guarantee you that was her trying to make the whale grim. Either that or she was making her new outfit right then and there. We'll never know, but but yeah. Clearly a lot of effort went into making this thing, and it's decked out. It's got like hallways, it's got a really cool interior, it's got landing pads. Like, she was super considerate to the people she was sending out. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be surprised if everyone has their own little dormitory, you know, their own little bedroom in this place too. But but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so Neo's back flying the airship. Like I said, that kind of reminded me of Volume 3, because that's how, you know, she was also flying the airships there when they were posing as the as like the medical personnel when Mercury like faked breaking his leg. So we have that. Let's see. Okay. So I got a lot of screenshots. I'm going to be disappearing on screen quite a bit. Here's another one. So I tried to clip both of the Salem shots so they were one on top of the other. I thought it was going to connect. It clearly didn't. And now if I have to look at it, y'all have to look at it, all right? This kind of reminds me of like the meme. I've seen like a lot of RWBY memes where like people like edit the characters' mouths being like right under their nose. Or am I thinking of that wrong? I don't know. They just make it to where like they just like cut a portion of the character's face and connect like their eyes with their mouth. Yeah, I was like, these two shots are cut very interestingly. I wonder if I can connect these two. I probably could have if I minimized the like the mouth one to align with like her cheek, like with her cheek line. But yeah, anyways, she's like, Cinder, Arnold, you figured out how to defeat Salem. Cropped and saved. Yeah, the Weiss meme, that's it, yeah. Yeah, she also lost her nose, by the way. It's not Salem, it's Slem. Oh boy. Salem has no nose. Has lost her nose privileges. It's like the classic I got your nose, you know, that you play on kids, but like that's how you beat Salem. You just rob her nose and she'll crumble like Voldemort, and GG boys. But yeah, another thing too is that this is Neo's first time being exposed to some shit like this. I'm pretty sure Cinder informed her of like what kind of person Salem was and stuff like that, but seeing is believing, of course. Another thing that's very interesting here is that upon them talking, Salem actually asks, who is Neo? And there's always been like this discussion, like at least really early on, I think around volume 4 was the topic where the topic came up, where people thought that Salem also knew about Neo and Torchwick. You know, that they weren't just simple lackeys for Cinder, but also like Salem's cohorts along with Emerald and Murky. But like, no, at the end of the day, we realize Cinder, very much like Salem, is trying to emulate what she's been used to, right? She wants to have her own posse. She wants to have her own army, right? Just like Salem has Tyrion, Watts, Hazel. Cinder wants her own Emerald, Mercury, Torchwick, Neo if she can. And yeah, Neo has basically entered a cult. I mean, it's a pretty long-lasting and established cult, especially with Salem at the head of it. And it's in this everlasting war with Ozpin, so I feel like if there's no better cult to join. You know, Ozpin's cult isn't going too well. You know, schools are getting destroyed, students are dying, relics are being snatched, maidens are getting killed. You know, if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, that's kind of what Torchwick even said. You know, Torchwick was like, I don't know who the hell hired me. The people that hired me are gonna change the world. But yeah, so she's seeing it for herself, and maybe this will give her a bit more perspective to understand, like, wow, so really, it really is Cinder's fault, because it wasn't even this Grim Queen that wanted us. Cinder wanted us, and Torchwick's dead now because of Cinder's direct involvement in wanting to recruit him. So yeah. Also, yeah, I just realized if you can't beat him, join him. That's the last thing that Neo heard before she got Mary Poppins the way for like 3 volumes. So yeah, that's another interesting parallel there that I just came to. Let's see. So yeah, obviously Cinder wanting to restore her honor back, brings back the relic, and not gonna lie, I was very surprised to see Salem's reaction there, because that was more of like a reaction to like, holy shit, you actually did something. Like, goddamn, Cinder, I sent you out on so many, sent you to get the Fall Maiden power, you got it, but you got wrecked by the Silver-Eyed Girl. I sent you to go get the Spring Maiden's power, you got bodied by her. I sent you to go and get the relic, well, didn't send her to go get the relic, she just ended up, like, fixing her past mistakes. Granted, Neo did it. Neo's not very, very happy with not getting credit for the work that she's done. Now she's being seen more as an asset than a partner, because I think that's more like Cinder's trying to spin this to where she can have her cake and eat it too. Tell Neo what she wants to hear to get her on your side, but in the presence of Salem, your boss, you make it seem like, yeah, this is just my lackey. On the flip side, Neo, me and you are actually like dynamic duo partners, besties to the end of time, and just basically she's trying to use Neo as much as she can to get clout for Salem while simultaneously, like, wanting to get the power that she needs at the same time. Capitalism. Oh, God. We have a Neo protections? No, I don't think Neo needs protecting. Unless she's going to go up against, like, the maiden powers, or unless she becomes a maiden. I don't know. I think Neo can definitely handle herself for now. Neo will remember that. Yeah, that's like a classic, like, Clementine will remember that moment where she's like, I'm really surprised, not gonna lie, I'm really surprised that throughout this whole conversation, nobody questioned why Neo wasn't talking. Like, Neo just stayed quiet the entire time Cinder did all the talking, but no one informed anyone, like Tyrion, Salem, like, no one was just, she was just like, if I was there, I'd be like, ma'am, I didn't know what I was getting myself into until I came here, so I think I'm just gonna go, you know? Granted, I probably would have died right then and there had I said that, but, like, it's just interesting that, like, yeah, she's a mute canonically, but I think the only time the show has ever made that aware, like, to where the characters know, is when Cinder was like, let's talk in volume 6. And she's like, let's talk. And then she was like, right, you actually don't talk. So let me do all the talking and you just shut up and listen. So they probably think it's respectful. I mean, Salem gets respect through fear anyway, so maybe she just thought to herself, this girl is so petrified with fear, she's not even speaking. She's letting Cinder do all the talking, and I respect that. Another lackey, another pawn, another person to just shut up and listen, and just go do stuff and don't talk back. Yeah. They could just know. Salem's first question was, who is she? I'm pretty sure she doesn't know that Neo is also mute. But anyways, it's not important. I just thought it's funny that, like, given the situation, given the fact that everyone in the room is all chit-chatting and talking about their plans and talking to each other and all that stuff, Neo's the only one. Like, she's the new recruit and she's the only one that's just quiet. I just felt that it's kind of funny. And meanwhile, she's just, like, looking around, like, questioning at what point in her life did she go wrong that she's in this situation now. It's really funny. She's just like, and then on top of that, she's being lied to by Cinder, and she can't defend herself. That's the thing. The thing is, I feel like if Neo could talk, she would have been like, yo, what are you talking about? I got you the relic, and you're not giving me credit. So it kind of worked in Cinder's favor that Neo couldn't talk in this moment because, you know, like chat mentioned, like, Neo will remember that, you know? And Cinder knows she's lying, so it'll come back to bite her eventually. But yeah, really thought I keep saying Cinder and Salem and mixing them up because they both have the s, like, starting, like, sound when you pronounce, like, Cinder, Salem. So, like, now I'm just, like, mixing both names up and it's really annoying. But yeah, Salem's reaction to Cinder is very much like, holy shit, I actually didn't expect you to do anything. Like, I was honestly considering killing you and getting the maiden powers myself because it's been, like, so many volumes and you've really done nothing so far. But yeah, she secured a dub with the help of Neo, and hopefully things move forward from there. By the way, Tyrion's back. Don't know how he got here. Clearly got scooped up somehow, some way. Either he hijacked an airship himself, you know, he loves crashing them, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually knows how to fly one. And yeah, he's actually already back. I love the exchange that they had too, like Cinder and Tyrion and Cinder and Watts. Like, that's just like water and oil. Like, Cinder does not get along with it. I actually am kind of interested to see how she talks to Hazel. Right, because I feel like Hazel is the one character you respect. You can talk shit about Tyrion, you can talk shit to Watts, you can talk down to your lackeys that you recruited, but I feel like Hazel is someone that everyone should genuinely respect. He's the only one here who's like, I have a grudge with Ozpin, and I'm only here for Ozpin. I'll do whatever it takes, I'll get my hands dirty to whatever degree, but at the end of the day, I'm just here for that man, and I'll help this lady to achieve that goal. I don't think he's someone that, if Cinder was like bad-mouthing Hazel, I think Hazel would like put her in her place regardless if she has the maiden powers. But at the same time, I feel like Hazel has a bit of like honor and integrity to the people he's working with. You know, even someone like Adam, he wasn't like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you killing people? Like, he was just like, bro, like, no one had to die today. He's just very respectful, and I understand he's got like his gripes with Ozpin, and that's also a potential plot point that we can get into as well. Because hold on, they're actually here. I lost my god. Yo, when you get to this part of the reaction, lower your fucking mics. Like, freaking headphone users, you've been warned. I swear to God, I think I actually said it in the live stream discussion that we did, the RWBY tubers discussion that we did like a month or so ago. I was like, they're not going to be in this volume. Why would they? How would they? Like, what's the point of having them here? They're probably going to go to Vacuo. Did not fucking this was like one of the highlights of the episode for me. Not only seeing them, but seeing them dripped out, new threads, like new outfits. So freaking cool. I love Hazel. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna maximize this real quick just so we can kind of get a better look at it. So I like Mercury's outfit, I really do, but it seems like he just has like a jacket on top of his old jacket. Am I seeing that right? Don't get me wrong, like I like the orange outlines, I like the zippers, like his outfit's just very simple and it just looks neat. Hazel is definitely the most improved of the three of them. Like, I honestly, Emerald kind of looks like designer made almost, but Hazel, dude, this guy, look, do you see like his side? You see how like ripped this man is? Slick back hair. So you got like a haircut. Like, I don't know why these people are all just like dressed to the nines. It's like, yo, end of the world, we gotta dress to impress. We gotta dress to kill, and we gotta dress to impress. But yeah, like, I think, yeah, those scars, like, it's just like a different side of Hazel. It's kind of crazy. Whereas before, this man just wore, I think, did he have I think he had like, yeah, he had like a jacket, but he like ripped up the jacket in volume 5. But yeah, like, so, and his hair was way longer. So now he kind of looks like a fucking tank, dude. He's swole as hell. He's got belts on belts on belts on belts. Yeah, I think all of those scars are just probably places where, like, obviously the fact that he fights, he doesn't feel pain, that's his semblance. Definitely helps when in a fight, and then obviously some of those areas. I think his forearm is where he injects the dust. Obviously he's injected numerous times, like it goes up the arm too. So, yeah, I'm so surprised that they're here. Nothing indicated or told me that they would be here. Nothing told me that they were even needed, right? You got Watts and Tyrion, who were like the stars of Volume 7 in terms of like the villains putting in work. You got Neo and the Fall Maiden that are there too. Salem is here with all of her Grim and her Whale. In my eyes, I was like, okay, Hazel is back at home with the kids. They're eating pizza. And they're around they're sitting on the couch watching, I don't know, watching cartoons, watching that new Bruce Willis movie or something. Like, I literally just thought Hazel was back home with the kids. I did not think that they were all out to play. And, yeah, this is definitely a continuation for a lot of things to come. Emerald maybe seeing firsthand how much Cinder doesn't care about her. Mercury relishing in the fact that, you know, he's like, yo, I love this shit. This is what I live for. I was born to kill people. You know, I feel right at home. And Hazel is, I feel like maybe Hazel's going to keep an eye on these two. You know, I'm pretty sure I'd like to think that he's gotten like a very significant bond with them after everything that's happened, especially since he got like choked out by Salem in front of all of them. And he was like, you know, he was willing to take the fall for everybody when it was really Cinder's fault that their plan blew up in their face. So I respect Hazel. You know what I mean? He might be on the bad people's side. I still feel like there's still a bit more of his backstory that we can get, you know, with his sister, with the fact of, like, if she died on a training mission and if she died from the Grimm, low-key, kind of Salem's fault. Granted, you know, you could say it's Ozpin's fault too, but at least she was trying to stop the Grimm, whereas the person you're working for commands the Grimm that probably killed your sister. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a setup to get you on Salem's side to begin with. You know what I mean? So, and now that Ozpin is back, and that's the main person that Hazel has a gripe with, I feel like Hazel has some room to grow moving forward as well. All three of these characters do. I just don't. I mean, there's 14 chapters, so maybe they need those extra episodes to flesh out more than just Ironwood's back. You know, Ironwood's development this volume and where things are gonna go. But yeah, and they're all in the intro too, so I'm really excited. Really excited about that. Chris V, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Arnold, glad to be back to the RWBY discussions. Love your videos. Are you going to do fan mail unboxings again? Because I have something that I want to send in the near future. Yes, I actually have another one that I'm going to be doing probably before the holidays. So yeah, I actually also have to renew my P.O. box. I got a message in my email about that very recently. But yes, I will. But thank you very much for the support. Glad to have you back in the discussions as well. Also, 1,306 viewers. Absolutely mind-boggling. Thank you guys. Seriously, I appreciate the support. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, Em and Mercury are back. Did not see that coming whatsoever. Did not see that coming whatsoever. This moment right here, this is probably one of my favorite lines by Hazel. I'm sorry, by Tyrion. He's like, so devoted to someone so incompetent. It's so funny, dude. It's so savage. Like I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Tyrion just has a way with words. He's so eloquent in how he just wants to just shit talk people, especially someone like Cinder. I think Watts is in the same boat as well. Like, they just hate her so much. Like, he's talking to Emerald, right? And he's talking to Emerald, but he's simultaneously dissing Cinder. And on top of that, prior to this moment, he was like, I think that speaks more to the general's lack of intellect than you actually being smart enough to outwit them. Like, I don't know, man. I fucking love Tyrion so much. Like, I like, no fighting from him yet, but he's already entertaining. He's just so good, dude. Just so good. Like, whether he's fighting or whether he's talking, very poetic, very, like, overly expressive, you know? I love him so much. I'm gonna feel so bad when he dies. It's super weird to say that, but yeah, like, I love him so much, but it's like, bro, I know you're gonna die. You're probably gonna go out like a champ, too. You're probably gonna be like, dude, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. It's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. All right, take care. Yeah, I love him, but I hate him. Like, he's so entertaining. So entertaining, dude. But yeah, he's a villain, so can't get too close to him. God, man, this was so great. He's like, so devoted to someone. Basically saying, dude, why do you like Cinder? She's an airhead. She's an idiot. Like, you like her that much? What's wrong with you? So he was basically dissing both of them. But yeah, I loved. I was editing the reaction. I just, like, busted out laughing when I heard that. I was like, Jesus, Tyrion, you're so funny. But yeah, I want to see him again. I feel like Tyrion has one more good fight in him. My mind is Nora, because, you know, she's a Thor inspiration, and Thor died from being poisoned by Jormungandr during Ragnarok. And who's got poison? This guy. Yeah, this guy right here. And who's got death flags? Ren and Nora, surprisingly. So, and who had a dream that Tyrion killed Nora and Atlas? This guy. So yeah, I really feel like it can go anyway. But Tyrion has fought. I feel like Tyrion's been in a fight with almost everybody already. Right? He fought Team Ranger. He fought Crow, Robin, Clover. This man's been in a scrap with damn near everybody. He took a fully charged attack from Nora during Volume 4 when it was revealed that he was a Scorpion. Like, this man's gone toe-to-toe with damn near everybody. Yeah, not Blake or Yang, but I mean, they went up against Adam. They went up against, like, the Aesops. I'm pretty sure Blake and Yang are... And plus, Blake and Yang aren't even together, so if he does get into another scrap, it's going to be with one of their groups, I think. Hopefully not 1v1, because if he 1v1s any of them, he's most likely going to win. But yeah, loved Tyrion in this first episode. Found him incredibly entertaining, even though he was just, talking it up, just talking shit, and, being super entertaining while he does it. So I really, really like him. Yeah, so I don't know why, but a part of me feels like Salem is going to be the one to, like, kill Cinder. Because, like, Cinder is constant, like, ever so, like, she's constantly, like, doing her own thing, right? In the last volume, she told Neo, she was like, it's the only way that we can accomplish our goals. Even here, she's like, oh, once I get that power, it's my power. I'm gonna do it. She's like, Salem's like, hello, you realize I'm your boss. You realize you answer to me. Like, what do you want about doing your own thing? I really feel like Cinder herself feels like she is the Black Queen. It's out of disobedience, of course, but, like, at the same time, she's the only one that's very much out of line with Salem's way of doing things. And, you know what I mean? Like, you have someone like Tyrion who's like, the will of our goddess. Like, she breathes and he's just like, oh my god, I love you so much, I'll do anything for you. And everybody else seems to be very much in line. You give this girl power, she goes a little bit further out of line. And now she's, like, getting super, like, hungry. She's like, okay, now I know that Penny has it. If I go back, I'll get that power and then it'll be mine and I'll be even stronger. Yeah, I feel like it could potentially go down that avenue where Cinder gets so big head. Because here's the thing. What do you think Cinder's gonna do once she gets all 4 maiden powers? Do you think someone this power hungry is gonna be like, well, I got all these maiden powers, better listen to Salem for all time? I really think, like, the more power she gets, the more she's gonna start feeling like, actually, you know what? I kind of don't need this. I kind of don't need Salem anymore. I kind of got everything that I wanted. And now I'm feeling myself. I feel like I'm the Black Queen, I'm that Black Queen piece that I put on Ironwood's desk, not Salem. So yeah, I feel like that's the way that they're going, especially for this moment right here when she was like, I gave you no such order, and she's like, but ma'am, we have to, and I love what Salem said. Like, the response was just, like, so, like, palpable. It was very, it hit deep. She was like, just because you're more valuable than a pawn does not make you a player. And it's like, that's so good. More chess terms as well. Yeah, because when you think about it, Salem, I guess the Black Queen is Salem's, like, symbol of her, you know what I mean? It's what Ironwood said last volume, right? He's like, the Black Queen, it was Salem's way of telling us that she was here. But Cinder's the one that made it. So is Cinder now just gonna be like, okay, I'm more valuable than a pawn, but I'm not the Black Queen, so I guess I'm a bishop. So now, from now on, she's just gonna make bishops and put them in places so people know that that's her. You know what I mean? Like I just really liked that line. It's like, no matter how strong you get, no matter how much you start feeling yourself, you are not a player. You are an ass. You are my asset, the same way that these little underlings are your asset. It'll never go beyond that. And I feel like the more she gets this power, the more she's going to fall out of line. I'm also wondering, why does Salem need a vessel for the maiden's powers? Now, I do want to talk about that because we're actually past the point where she mentions that, the whole point of recruiting Cinder is because she needed a young maiden, a young woman, who could inherit the power, obviously through the way that, you know, through the way of the Grim arm, or just by killing naturally. So she said, when I decided when I chose you to be the vessel for the maiden's power, you know, I expected, you know, I trusted you, so I expect, you know, so I trust you didn't come back here empty-handed. I wonder if Salem is able to switch bodies, if she has that capability. Because I feel like Salem is a little too old for the maiden powers. I feel like the grimified version of herself is also very confrontational, or it could be, maybe, I don't know. Like, she's like a unique specimen compared to someone like Cinder, who is a human with grim augmentations. But I'm wondering if that's possible. Also, if she swapped bodies with someone, would that technically break her from this curse? Like, is it a body thing? Or is it like a soul? You know, I guess it's her soul. I guess her soul is tied to the curse of never dying. So she could just be in a younger body that's not grimified, but has all of the maiden powers. I don't think she's losing her powers like Ozpin is, right? Because Ozpin's just giving away his powers like candy, right? He's like, let me give it to the Spring Maiden, the Fall Maiden, the Winter Maiden, the Summer Maiden. Let me give my powers to Crow and to Robin as well, so they can become birds. You know what I mean? Let me put a little bit of my magic into this, you know, into my staff, and maybe use that for a rainy day. Like, he even said that his magic is dwindling, and him and Salem come from the line of like where their magic originally was from the gods. So, oh yeah, Raven, not Robin. The reason I said Robin because that's also a fucking bird. Yeah, so sorry, I meant Raven and Crow also got you know, magic to turn into birds. So I feel like, I don't know if Salem is losing her magic. I think maybe Ozpin's losing it, but he said it's dwindling, which means he's losing it over time, it feels like. So maybe becoming a vessel gives her more magic to outlast everybody, even, you know, whatever this grandiose plan of getting the 4 relics, getting the 4 maiden powers, you know? And I don't know, like, what can someone with 4 maiden powers and 4 relics accomplish? Anything, you know what I mean? I think it was Crow that was like, it said that if someone gets all 4 of these relics, they can shape the you know, they can change the shape of the, you know, they can shape the world however they want. Not to mention the gods come back. But yeah, I don't know, like, because when she said vessel, it's like, okay, if you're a vessel, it's kind of like you're a vessel for a purpose. You're not just a vessel to just be like, okay, you are my, you're my, like, my maiden, like all 4 maidens. So you are the maiden, and you're under my control forever, and you're on my side forever, and that's it. I feel like she's using Cinder to get what she wants as well, you know? I know she's a skeleton key for the relics, but I wonder if it's more than just that. I wonder if it's more than just that, because if that was the case, Salem could have just recruited 4 different crazy evil women to get the maiden powers from different places instead of it just being one person. Granted, that could cause issues, so maybe it's better that it was just one maiden. So yeah. But Salem also has to account for the fact that whoever gets these maiden powers, maybe they might start feeling themselves a little too much and thinking that they can, you know, usurp her or go against her or go against their comrades or whatever. Yeah. It's easier to control 1 than 4. Yeah. He said he was losing power because he keeps on reincarnating. The relics are an asset, but Watts already said the maidens were a means to an end. That's true. She's stronger than all the maidens. She doesn't need it. Yeah, that is actually very, yeah, that is accurate. I just wonder if there's more to the powers than simply just getting the relics. You know? Or if she'll just have a super soldier by the end of it. Anyways. This was really cool. Just seeing the shockwave of energy as she's like communicating with the whale grim. And she's like, all right, I'm trying to get a front row seat of this plan taking fold. Also, did anyone see that symbol on the floor and think of Code Lyoko? I literally thought of the Code Lyoko, like, Xana symbol when I first watched this. That might just be me. But yeah. Someone said Illuminati. Yeah, the Xana symbol, yeah. I don't know if that is it. I haven't seen the Xana symbol in forever. Actually, you know what? Let me pull that up right now. Xana Code Lyoko symbol. It reminds me of it, but it's definitely far. It's definitely like not. Yeah, it's not close, but that's what it reminded me of. Maybe it's because it's just the circle and the dot in the middle, and I'm just like, hey, that's good enough for me. I'll take it. But yeah, I thought this part was really cool too. This is where she was telling Cinder that she's like, yo, you're not even a player. You're literally a spectator. And even then. But, I did like this view here where you can just see like a real, like that's just like a crisp view, of Atlas, and you can see like the Grim, you can see the hard light shields. I didn't even realize that. I was like, I literally thought, because when I thought of hard light shields, no shots fired by the way, but when I thought of the hard light shields, I thought of the same hard light shields that were used to protect, what was the place called? That was used to protect, Argus from the Leviathan. And those, but granted, those were like the protector were on like the outside of the shield, so they instantly got destroyed. And I was like, oh god, we're doing hard light shields again? That's gonna end poorly. This Grim, I feel like this whale could literally just like full Steamboat Willie, just like freaking barrel right through the kingdom and just blow right through that hard light shield. That Grim's got a lot of mass. Or even better, it can fly above Atlas, like fly just like a few hundred kilometers above it, and just stop flying and just fall on Atlas. You know, and then Atlas will fall on Mantle along with the whale. I just feel like there's so many other things that this whale could do than just sit here and wait. Yeah, the ultimate belly flop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. This whale's fucking chunky, dude. I felt like this whale could just eat Atlas out of, like, just take a bite out of it. It looks that big. But, I mean, maybe I'm overestimating how big it actually is. It might be the size of Atlas itself, maybe. Maybe a bit smaller. Yeah. It's a chunky boy. Let's see. So, yeah. Now we have this part here. She's just like, I got what I want. Be gone, cretins. She's like, and then Cinder, I am nothing without you. I feel like that must have been really hard for her to say. Right? To be like, I'm nothing without you. Just like how I was nothing at the beginning of the episode when you saw me scrubbing that floor. You know, it must suck that she still has to answer to someone else after the shitty life she probably had. And it's like, oh, well, we're going to keep the good times rolling. You still got to answer to someone else. You're still in servitude to someone else, and that's just the cycle you're in unless you break from it. And if you break from it, chances are you're gonna die. Yeah, she was just like, shoo, get out of here. Thought that was funny. She didn't even say anything to them. But yeah, this opening scene was great, man. Just the villains in general. Just getting this scene first and foremost, I think was a good way of setting the tone of just knowing that the villains are planning something, and it's, you know, it'll probably happen within the next couple episodes. Hazel, Emerald, Mercury, Cinder, Neo, Salem, Tyrion. We got Watts, who's in prison. Chances are he's gonna bust out of prison because based on the intro, he's like hacking, and I guarantee you they didn't give him a computer in his jail cell. So like Watts is gonna be doing shit from afar. You got all of the Grim. You got that new Grim. You got flying Barangles. You got You got manticores, sentinels, fucking the giant whale. Like, how are the villains losing? How are the villains losing? I almost want to be so bold as to say something, but I don't want to be held by my word in case I'm wrong. I was thinking, I was like, all right, guys. I'm feeling a little risky right now, okay? If the villains... This is what I was going to say. This is not official. I am not making a declaration. I was gonna say, if the villains don't win this volume, I'm dropping the show. Cause it's like, clearly they're gonna win, right? So I don't have to worry about it. But there's that part of my, there's just that one little, like speck in the back of my head that's like, Arnold, imagine the villains lose. And I'm like, oh, well, it's been real. It's been a good ride. 2013 to 2020. It's about that time that I wrap it up. Yeah, so again, just want to say that is not official. That is what I was going to say, that I decided not to say, but to just tell you guys what I was thinking so you guys can judge me for it in the comments. All right, anyways, let us continue. Meanwhile, in the slums, okay, that second, okay, I was about to say why, oh, okay, that was weird. Okay, so we're in the slums. For those who don't know or don't remember, or if it's something that was overlooked, I slowed down the clip at the bottom here, but you can actually see in the background, like Oscar literally landed in the slums of this place in the last volume after getting shot out of the sky, you know, getting shot by Ironwood and falling all the way down to Mantle. So, I think this is like the slums / the crater. Or maybe the location of the crater is close to this area, but this is essentially where he's been, probably just chilling for quite a bit. I still think this is still the morning of, right? No, there's no fucking way. Wait, this has to be. This has to be the same morning, because Salem just showed up. Crow and Robin are back at the reason I'm kind of suspicious of that is because in my mind, I'm like, holy fuck, Ironwood got his arm fixed and Winter, like, went through, like, surgery and got, like, that arm guard in, like, 2 hours. That's kind of crazy. Also, this volume is taking place over 2 days. So, 14 chapters over 48 hours. So, a lot of shit's going to be happening in a very short amount of time. In case you guys didn't know that as well. But yeah, this volume is going to be taking place in 2 days. That has been confirmed. So yeah, and that makes it even worse. Oh no. When's the last time they slept? Because that one throwaway line that Weiss was like, we're never going to sleep again. I just know it. You're literally not sleeping for the next 2 days at least. On top of all the shit you just did, right? Because if you watched Volume 7 into Volume 8, let's see. Okay, so Episode 12, Episode 11 was Gravity. Episode 10, what was the 10th episode? Hold on, let me pull up the Rooster Teeth. I want to find out when the night of Gravity happened. Like, how long has that been? All right, Rooster Teeth. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go and look at their. Can't check on YouTube now because they took all the episodes off of YouTube, unfortunately. Okay, Gravity. Okay, let's see. Episode. God damn it. Hold on. Hold on. Ruby, where are you? Okay, there you are. I just want to see how many episodes lead into this episode. Let's see, Volume 7. Okay. So, Out in the Open, As Above, So Below. Okay, so it was Episode 8, because that's the dinner party. And then right after the dinner party they, like, Watts cuts the, yeah, it's cordially invited. So episodes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 was one night, is the same night. Like, all that shit happened in one night, 6 episodes. So yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. Holy shit. Now that I think about that, oh, wow. Yeah, so episodes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 was the night of all of that shit happening. And now, this episode, chapter 1 of volume 8 is the first morning following. Oh, God. Yeah, they're not sleeping at all, dude. So they're going to be up for 72 hours protecting Mantle / Atlas. That means Ironwood is going to be awake for that. Like, no way to relieve his stress, no way to take a breather. His semblance is just, he's just going to get so fucking worse, dude. It's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse, dude. It's just going to get worse. I can't believe that. Now that I realize, like, how long they've been going and how much, they got 14 more chapters nonstop. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be rough. Anyways, we got Fox Faunus girls, so that's something, right? You know, that counts for something. I hope, I think, maybe, kind of, sort of. Oh, man. I don't like that. Yeah. I feel, yeah, I'll talk about Ironwood's semblance when we get to the end of the episode. Just remind me to talk about his semblance in case I forget. But yeah, so gather around the campfire, you little shits. I got a story to tell you. And this is how it goes. And then he just tells them about, like, the story of, like, mankind and all of that. Also, I just have this shot right here because, okay, if there's something you need to know about me, all right, I'm a sucker for lighting, I'm a sucker for gravity dust, and I'm a sucker for fire animation, which I guess that kind of ties into lighting because it's literally a light source. I just liked this shot because of the fire. All right, leave me alone. I thought it looked nice, and also, like, Oscar's just like, I wonder if that fire is staring back at him right now. Just look at him, dude. He looks like the apathy's taking over him. Look how dilated his pupils are, dude. Yeah, like, this is like it's fine. I'm fine with the situation happening around me at this very moment. But yeah, yeah, he's like, I'm tired. I'm actually just, I'm over it, all right? Get me out of here. Let's see. Hello, Arnold. Hopefully Cinder stops grinding Neo under her heel before she gets burned. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Neo revenge plot, I feel like that has to happen this volume. Like, with all the shit that's going on, maybe Neo will find that perfect opportunity and just take her umbrella and just stab Cinder when she's not looking. I don't know. Let's see. Blaze Star, thank you for the $20 donation. Hey, Arnold, no kidding. Your discussions are probably the thing I look forward to the most of the release of every volume. I'm calling it right now. Winter's going to turn on Ironwood, and he's going to absolutely lose it. Love you, man. Here's to volume 8. Thank you so much. I feel like a lot of things can happen with Winter as well. I'm very much on that side of things, too, considering he's, like, her only respite, and if he, like, turns on her, then he's absolutely, like, there's absolutely, like, there's nothing you can do for this man. If, like, Winter can't get through to him, no one can. Unless Ozpin comes back and talks to him, but that might actually provoke him even more. So, we'll have to wait and see. Happy Boy, thank you for the $5 donation. Appreciate that. Miraculous Corazon, I feel like Cinder is going to completely lose sense of herself if she gets all the maiden powers. Like how Crow and Oz mentioned to Pyrrha that they don't know if she'll be herself and or someone else entirely. If Cinder gets all 4, she might go insane. I think that was just based on the implication that she would also have Amber. You know what I mean? Like, it would be like Ozpin and Oscar right now, which is kind of messed up that Ozpin would be like, hey, we don't know what's gonna happen if you had two souls just chilling in your person. Bruh, you're the walking, talking example of that. And you made it seem like she would, like, that probably put the biggest amount of doubt in her mind because she was so hell-bent on wanting to maintain her sense of identity to be the huntress that she trained to be. I understand, like, maybe we don't know what two souls would be like, but it's like, bruh, you have two souls in you. What do you want about? I understand that back in Volume 3, we didn't know that. Like, that wasn't confirmed. But it's like, come on, dude. You could have given her a little bit more hope. You could have been like, hey, no matter what happens, you'll make it through this, instead of like, we don't know if this will work, and we don't know if you'll be the same person if it does. So, yeah, we need that decision by the end of the Vital Festival. All right, go on about your day. By the way, good luck in the tournament. Like, you know? It's like, god damn it, dude. Like, you could have given her a little bit more optimism in that whole thing, considering you're like, you're kind of proof that it can work out. But yeah, anyways, I'm done blaming Ozpin. He's back, all right? This man's gone through enough shit as it is. I just think, like, looking back on it now, it's kind of like, man, things, you could have smoothed that over with her a little better. Let's see. All right, so Fire. Okay, so what kind of faunus do you think this guy is? I'm leaning towards Badger. I'm leaning towards a Badger mole faunus of sorts. Wait, isn't a badger a mole? Or are they just... I thought they were called badger moles. Wait, no. They're called badger moles in Avatar. I'm an idiot. Oh my god. They're called badger moles because in Avatar they combine two animals. Oh my, don't fucking mind me, dude. The original Earthbenders, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, they're going down into the crater. That's a secret tunnel, dude. Avatar confirmed. Okay, so yeah, okay, so he's probably either a badger or a mole, but not both. Okay. Dude, that was such a dumb moment right there. Holy shit. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. I wonder why. Oh yeah, that's right, that doesn't exist. He's an earthbender. Hey, I'd believe it. Dude, this guy, I'd believe it. He's seen some shit. Alright, so you guys think he's, a lot of you guys said mole. Someone said a bear. Let's see. A bear with a bear with the soup, a mole, or a badger, honey badger, bear, mole. Okay, so it's one of the three. It's either a bear, it's a mole, or it's a badger. Someone said a giraffe. I think you might be onto something, actually, believe it or not. Anyways, Oscar and RWBY find each other somehow, most likely just off cam, like, hey, I'm down in the slums, can you come pick me up? It's a long story, I'll explain it on the way. But yeah, they found each other relatively quick. Like, I'm pretty sure he was just like, he falls, and then Ozpin's like, he's like, right now, all I want to know is how do we save Mantle, or how do we save Atlas next? And then it's like, all right, I need to make a phone call. And he's like, all right, come pick me up. I'm gonna be chilling here in the slums with some of these faunus, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Imagine that, dude. Imagine being like one of the most important characters in all of the RWBY series, and you're just like, you're just adding it, like, you need, it's like, mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. It's like, bro, can you like learn to fly or something, or like unlock your semblance or some shit so you can, I don't know. It just seems so odd that like Oscar has to wait to get picked up before they can advance the plot. Yeah, meanwhile, it's like, hey, your Uber's here, get in, we're going shopping. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, the aftermath of Volume 7, he's like, yeah, every choice I made was the wrong one, and I don't think it was. I think Oscar, I think it was I forgot I forgot who revealed it. I don't know if it was Eddie or Miles or I forgot who, but I'm pretty sure it was officially said that Ozpin came back, or I think it was in the commentary, that Ozpin came back because of what he said to Ironwood about fear and about, you know, recognizing when you're scared and recognizing that it's in that moment of fear. That's what truly matters. Like, that's where it truly matters, like, where you lie as a person. It's in the actions that you do in the moments that you're the most terrified. And that's what allowed Ozpin to realize that himself. He's like, damn, dude, I'm scared just like everybody else. I'm not going to just, like, chill in the background and let them go through all of that alone. I'm going to come back and I'm going to help out and I'm going to make a difference and learn from my mistakes. I just think, I don't know what it is with Ironwood Semblance. I kind of feel like Ironwood Semblance is like a trap. Like, what I mean by that is, like, I feel like Ironwood Semblance might indirectly prevent him from doing something, might make him do something that he might be unable to change his mind. You know what I mean? Like, if his depending on, I don't know how his semblance works because it's passive, but for those who don't know, his semblance is called Mettle, M-E-T-T-L-E, and it's essentially tunnel vision, where it's like, if he says to himself, I'm gonna stop Salem no matter what, that means nothing is off limits. Everything he's doing is a justification if it means he can stop Salem. Meaning, shooting Oscar is a necessary sacrifice if it means Salem eventually goes down. Shooting Councilman Sleet is completely valid if it means stopping Salem. I just don't know how far that goes, because it's like tunnel vision. They say it's like willpower. It's his ability to like push himself through anything. But I feel like in his current mindset, it could spiral and it could just manifest. You know, like how semblances evolve and all that. It's like, well, depending on his mental state and his paranoia and his fear, that could turn into, well, I'm like scared shitless, so I'm gonna do whatever I feel is necessary and not listen to anybody else around me. Yeah, yeah, it's essentially tunnel vision, but it's like, is his semblance like hard stuck? Like, if he says, I'm gonna do this, is he able to change his mind, or does his semblance make him a slave to whatever it is he set his mind to? You know what I mean? Because now it seems like he's not even like stopping to think about what he's doing. He's just doing it. He didn't even stop to be like, yo, I'll just knock out Councilman Slate. I'll just, you know, tell Oscar you're grounded. All right, you can't do anything. You're not gonna fight me. Then shut the fuck up and let me run this kingdom. His instinct is like, whatever it takes. What's the quickest way to get rid of this person? Okay, shoot them. Boom. You know. Yeah, it's like, it's hyper focusing right now. It's like, instead of, so like, there's like 3 tiers. There's like green tier, yellow tier, red tier, and it's like, I feel like a level-headed Ironwood would take the green approach. It's like, all right, let me, you know, just put them in arrest. You know, just arrest them. I'll deal with it later. But his semblance and his current mindset is leading him to just go with the immediate extreme code red, code black. Like, just fucking get rid of them permanently, because then I'll never have to deal with them. It's just weird, man, because it's just like, the song Fear, like, what are you gonna, like, how are you gonna look at yourself in the mirror once this is all done? Let's just say it works and Salem is defeated. Like, how are you gonna look at yourself and just be like, I don't know how you could just, I don't know how you could look at yourself or forgive yourself, or just, I don't know. He's clearly military. It's a very different lifestyle. I'm a civilian. I don't know that kind of, I don't know what those kind of decisions take for a person to make. Especially because he doesn't care how people view him. So that's probably the worst thing. The fact of the matter, he's like, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm right. And I know I'm right. And no one's going to stop me. So yeah. I don't think Oscar made the wrong choice. I just think Ironwood's semblance is, I wonder if anyone else knows what his semblance is like in the show. because it's subtly shown. The only reason we know this, what the semblance is because I think they revealed what his semblance was. Yeah, I think they released it. I think they revealed what the semblance was on Twitter, I think. But yeah, they did reveal it shortly after the volume. So, oh yeah, RTX. Was it RTX? I just know that they revealed it to a degree. Yeah, RTX, yeah. So it was after the volume was over. I just don't know if anyone in show, maybe Oz knows it, but Ozpin's always felt that level of fear and panic and impromptu behavior from Ironwood all the way back to volume 2, where he was like, dude, why are you showing up here with half of your army? Like, why are you showing up here to like usurp my position as like the head of the Vital Festival because you're worried about, like, imagine that. Imagine leaving your kingdom, leaving your school, leaving your military, going to the Vital Festival because you're that worried about Salem. Instead of trusting Ozpin, instead of trusting Galinda, instead of trusting Crow, he's like, yo, I don't trust them to keep us safe. I'm going there. I guarantee you his semblance had something to do with that. But yeah. Also, by the way, there's 20 manticores in this shot, by the way. Like, motherfuckers are gonna be fighting Grim for 2 days straight, my guy. 20 manticores, at least. And that was just from this shot. Not to mention the 2 sabers that got into the wall. And everything else that's fucking flying around in the sky. But yeah, I counted 20 manticores. That's absolutely nutty. So, yeah, they got their work cut out for him, dude. Got their work cut out for them, indeed. So, nah, it's 21, 19, wait, don't make me count these, goddammit. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 20, stop it, alright? Making me second guess myself over here. In my own dojo. Can't be having that. Alright, anyways. Yeah, 20 manticores. Not to mention the fucking the Berengals flying, literally flying cannonballs, dude. Did I mention how much I like fire? I'm not like a pyromaniac or anything. I just really like fire animation. Yo, it's lit, fam. The fire is fire, by the way. But yeah, I really just like fire animation. Like, I just really like the way it looks and the way it burns and the way it just destroys everything around it. You know what I mean? Y'all understand, right? It's the effects that I like. All right. So obviously they're flying back. They're talking about the situation. They make their way back to the hideout. I took this one shot here because Maria was like, yeah, I see you. And then she immediately squinted her eyes. And I'm like, do you see her though? I just noticed that and I was like, that's kind of funny. Like, I like that Maria's like sassy and, you know, she was kind of just idle this episode. Believe it, you know, in my opinion, like she was just chilling in the back, sitting down, just letting everyone else have at it. And she was like, all right, you know, I came in, I did my thing in volume 6. I gave people my backstory. I helped Ruby with her silver eyes. What more do you want from an old lady? I actually wouldn't be surprised if she dies this volume. Just because in my mind's eye, I'm thinking, what's Maria gonna do in volume 9 if they go to Vacuo? I don't know why, but I feel like in my mind, no character, if a character isn't gonna be doing shit afterwards, they gotta die, right? Like, Lionheart, for example. Let's just say he did live, you know? It's like, what would he have done? He would have just gone to, he probably would have gone to Salem or tried to find her, but it's like, I don't know, like, Ilya, she's like, okay, she's with Blake's mom and dad. They're gonna restore the White Fang. Maria, I don't think the show is just gonna be like, okay, Team RWBY, y'all are gonna go back to y'all are gonna go to Vacuo. Everybody else in Atlas and Mantle are gonna try to get things patched up. Maria, you'll just go back to living your life like you never, like, you're just gonna go back to living your life pre-Volume 6, like you never met us. I don't know why, I just feel like Rooster Teeth just can't not leave characters alive. They gotta kill the characters that aren't gonna be in the show anymore. And with this volume of all volumes, like, I honestly feel like most of the characters that are gonna, like, get the axe are gonna be characters that aren't Team RWBY. At least Team RWBY. I feel like everybody else is on the chopping block. Oh my god, Fruby, don't get me started, dude. Damn. You had to bring that up in 2020? That's the worst thing you could have done. Can we get some Fs in the chat for Forrest, please? You were my boy! I'll never forget you! Why'd you gotta say that, dude? Dude, Forrest, I don't give a fuck what anyone said. I just liked him, dude. I just really like that one interaction where he was talking about, like, the Happy Huntresses and the corrupt government and all that other shit. He was just he was just so lifelike, dude. I loved him. And then he died. What was I telling you a little while ago? Rooster, it's like, nope. What's Forrest gonna do? We can't just have him walking around Mantle like he's just a living, breathing character in this world. We gotta make an example out of him. We gotta kill him. And that's what they're gonna do with Maria, I think. And maybe Pietro. If they don't kill Penny, they'll kill Pietro. If they don't kill Pietro, they'll kill Penny. Because one can't be without the other. What I mean by that is, like, if you kill Penny, Pietro can't bring her back. And if you kill Pietro, that's the last Penny we ever get. You know? Rest in peace, Forrest. You're my boy. 2020, 2019 to 2019. Also, I feel bad for these things, dude. You got kids throwing rocks at them. Yang kicked one in an episode. There was another one with a kick me sign during the political rally, like, party in that one episode, and then this one just gets shot, just minding its business, just doing what it's programmed to do. I'm like, damn, man, Atlas is just making these things like, damn, dude, that's taxpayer money right there. That came out of someone's pocket in Mantle. Yeah, and she shot from, I think she shot from the hip too. That's some good shooting, Tex. Drone lives matter. Rest in peace, Minicam. The saddest death of the volume. Gotta bully those droids. Prevent the robot uprising. If anything, this is making it more apparent that the robots are gonna, you know, like, robots rise up. We've been oppressed for too long. Like, they're literally gonna pull some, like, Sheila Lopez type shit. Like some red versus blue, like, robot rebellion. Except this time, they got these drones, they got fucking Atlesian Knights, they got Atlesian Paladins, they got freaking airships. They're, like, decked out, dude. Defund Mantle, okay. Defund Mantle? Does Mantle even have funding to begin with? That's fucked up, dude. Just saying. Anyways, really cool to see the Happy Huntress base, just to see them in general. I know Kaden Jensen, she voices May, and she's been very vocal on Twitter over the last couple of weeks, like that she, obviously, over the summer, she mentioned that she did voice work for this volume, and she's, like, super excited for this volume, so I'm really hoping that we get to see more of May Marigold. Fingers crossed. Be so fucking cool if we get a May Marigold and Henry Marigold moment, right? Aren't they? They're cousins, right? I'm pretty sure they confirmed that they were cousins. I think they did that like in an AMA or something. Or maybe like a Twitter response. Yeah, they're cousins, yeah. I just really hope we see that. Like, can't wait for all the Discount Neptune comments if we see him again. But it's like, if this is the end of Atlas, we gotta see him, right? Like, why would they have a relative of Henry if they don't bring him back? You know? Obviously, it just makes sense. Like, obviously, different people, different places. You know, one lives in Atlas, one's in Mantle. But yeah, really cool to see her. You hear Fiona on the radio too. Like she's transporting people. So I feel like they're putting her semblance to work. I don't know if she's using her semblance, but it's like you put the tiniest girl of this group to work. Cause I mean, if her semblance works like that, can she teleport people or transport people? It like kind of looks like it deconstructs whatever goes into her palm. Either that, or she's actually, like, boots on the ground, like, okay, I'm commanding these people, knocking door to door, trying to get people to evacuate. I can understand, like, transporting supplies, but people, that's a different story. I feel like May would kind of be better suited for that, because she has that invisibility dome, and if she, I don't know if that's stationary, or if she can move, or if it moves, like, she's the center, and the dome is, like, a specific radius, and like anyone in that, like they can walk invisibly through the city. That'd be a cool way to extract people without raising suspicion. I just don't know how her semblance works. I don't know if it's a fixed dome or if she like she sets it wherever. But yeah. Can Fiona suck up a person? I don't want to know. I do not want to know that, okay? I have concerns, damn it. Yeah. Probably doesn't help against Grimm very much. Yeah. I mean, it can just shield their, like, seeing them, but, you know, it doesn't mask their emotions. Yo, imagine fucking, yo, I wonder what Jean, how that would amplify. Yo, imagine if Salem was riding on her giant Grimm to Atlas, and, like, Jean just amplifies May's semblance, and it just completely makes the entirety of the kingdom just like no one's there. Imagine Jean using that on Fiona's like palm pocket. Holy shit. Just put the whole world in her hand, dude. It's like that Jesus song or that God's, it's like he's got the whole world in his hands. It's just her song now. What would a truth semblance be amplified? Like Jean and Robin. Even more truth. Truth beyond truth. That's like your subconscious. It's like the things that you think of or the things that only you know that you don't want anyone, like your deepest, darkest secrets. They're just like, just telling everybody. Oh, man. That's so cool. We don't know Fiona's, I'm sorry, not Fiona. We don't know Joanna's semblance, if she has one, that is. She's the only one that we didn't really get to, like, she wasn't really all that present last volume. Other than, like, the one scene during the, during the voting, like, the political rally. But yeah, anyways, really great to see them. I also like the scene of this bar, right? I think I said it in my reaction, but I just really like, no surprise here, I liked the lighting. I think I said that in my reaction. I'm like, yo, I like the lighting of this place. It just looks really nice. Those are the only like things that those are the only good things I have to say about this show. Nice lighting, nice fire animation, cool gravity dust. 10 out of 10 would watch again. I did like this scene right here. because Oscar just had like internal trauma of all of the other times that Nora has just like showered him with affection to the point where he's like, oh God, not this again. Cute boy Oz, yeah. To where he's like, no, Nora, please. It's been a long day. So I really liked that. I immediately thought, I was like, okay, I definitely have to go back to volume 6 and get that one clip to show this, because, you know, she loves Oscar. She loves him to bits, to the point where like oh my God, please don't hurt me. I feel like she hugged him another time too. I just couldn't remember. I was trying to find, I was doing these like on the fly, so I was like, if I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure there was another scene. I don't know if she hugged him. Oh, it was when he left to go get his outfit in volume, it was also in volume 6, when he left to go get his outfit and she came back. She was like the first person to jump and tackle him. Yeah, I remember. Yep, so it was also, yep, okay. It was also this volume. It was in the latter half. That's, I just remembered just now. I was like, I swear to God, she hugged him another time. I just don't remember. Yeah, it was Argus after the outfit. Yep. I think this is a good one enough to use. The other one, like, everybody did it, you know? Nora, you know, spearheading that. Nora's like, my son, you're safe. Another thing, too, that I liked about... hold on, let me back up real quick. Another thing that I liked about this scene here, very subtle, nothing too crazy. I like that all their weapons are on the table. So, oh, hold on, that's not good. I just like stretched that image out way too much. Hold on, let's do one of these. Yeah, so you see Gamble's Shroud on the table, you see Jean's sword on the table, you see Stormflower, Magenhild, just their weapon, just chilling. And then you can even see like Yang talking to Blake. It's just like a very chill, cozy area. Everyone's just like waiting for Oscar to come back, doing their own thing. I don't know why, I just liked that. I was like, wait, where? And then another thing too that kind of reinforces this moment. I don't know if I have an image for it, but Ruby and Weiss actually have their weapons on them, so it's not like they left without their weapons, but everybody else you can see where everyone's weapons are, so I kind of like that. But yeah, I was a very big fan of this moment right here with these two. Just the love that they've, I guess Nora's like, I don't know, I feel like Nora is a very, very motherly towards Oscar. But hopefully that, I don't know if that's gonna last very long, because they're all fugitives of the law. Notice how Crow and Robin aren't on this, obviously, because now they're apprehended. But they were like, all right, we got 2 more to take their place. Dr. Pietro Polendina and Maria Calavera. We're even, yo, we don't care who you are. You could be as young as you can be as young as a 14, 15-year-old boy with Oscar, or you can be, you know, no longer a spring chicken. We're taking the equal opportunity for everyone. The children and the elderly. But yeah, fugitives of the law. Team Ruby, Team Juniper, Penny too. Like, goddamn. Oscar, Pietro, and Maria. Why would Oscar be on the list? I mean, clearly Ironwood doesn't like him. He shot him out of the sky. Probably figured he'd survive some way, somehow. But don't forget too, well, this is updated too. So they updated this. The last time, like, when the fugitives thing first went up, it was Crow and Robin that were on it instead. But, I mean, clearly it makes sense. He was like, until this is settled, you're all under arrest. So the fact that all of them are under arrest is just because any one of these people can get in Ironwood's way. You know? I want this on a shirt. Yo, Rooster Teeth, get on it. I'm surprised. I'd buy this shirt. I'd wear it. Robin was... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. No, Robin wasn't on the list. Yeah, I'm misthinking that. Like, now she's under arrest, but it was weird. Yeah, my fault. I misspoke there. Yeah, the whole point of the fight breaking out was like Robin wasn't the one that needed to be under arrest, yet she's the one who threw the first punch. So yeah, I actually remember that now. Yeah, my fault. Thank you for clarifying that. So yeah, so they took off Crow because clearly they have him in custody. You know, what's the point of putting up a wanted poster for a man that's under arrest now? And they just added Maria and Pietro probably because they assisted in the Aesop's getting knocked out. So most likely, actually no, they were knocked out. So I just wonder why they targeted like Maria and Pietro. They have no evidence to suggest. Well, she did. She kind of did show up. You know, she landed. The first time they ever got arrested was because she was piloting an unauthorized ship, making an unauthorized landing with an unauthorized use of weapons by non-licensed huntsmen. So, yeah. Also, guilty by association, because that's how the system works. Ironwood knew no body, no death. Oscar is part of Oz, after all. Yeah, Genzo. Or Gesno. The thing is, Ironwood... When he shot Oscar, I'm pretty sure Ironwood was shooting to kill, with his semblance partially responsible, because he couldn't have known that Ozpin would come back in that time. So when he shot, he probably thought Oscar died. Maybe they just still decided to keep Oscar there as, like, if Ozpin came back, he would save him. But I think in that moment, he wasn't expecting Oz to save him. Ironwood shot first, not gonna lie. Yeah, he fired from the hip too, dude. Like, savage, bro. Alright, let's see what else we oh, okay, so really quick, I just wanted to put this in here because this is like a little bit of a Brothers Grimm fairy tale Easter egg. The Rumpelstiltskin Premium Atlesian whiskey poster in the background, because they are in a bar. I wasn't gonna show the six Swan one, because that one was also, that was the alcohol that Willow was drinking in volume 7. She was drinking the Six Swan whiskey. This one is Rumpelstiltskin Premium Atlesian whiskey, aged 20 years. So this is a 20-year-old whiskey that they sell. Is it 80 proof? I don't know. But yeah, again, Rumpelstiltskin is a Grimm fairy tale. Doesn't really seem to be, I don't know why they call it Rumpelstiltskin. Maybe it's just, I don't know, just a cool name for a drink. But I don't think there's any type of correlation to the fairy tale itself. Yeah, 20 years. Yeah, I didn't capture it all because, like, there's multiple angles of it, but it does say aged 20 years, and it does say Premium Atlesian whiskey. So, yeah, imagine that, aging this fucking whiskey 20 years just to drink it, and it's like, oh, there goes my 20 years. Yeah, that's pretty insane. You have such a good eye. I never noticed that. Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed when I watched. I don't know if it's my monitor or whatever. I do have the brightness of my monitor a little higher, so I was actually able to pick that out immediately, because this entire scene is just in a very poorly lit, not poorly lit, obviously there's low lighting, but it's just a very dark room, so screenshots are like super hard to get, or to just read stuff like that. But yeah, I did read the Rumpelstiltskin. I was like, that's interesting. I know what, that's a reference. Made with real gold. Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, it's blue with gold, like, with like gold accent. So maybe that's the reference to for those who don't know, Rumpelstiltskin is a story, I guess, just for a quick description. It's a story about a girl who gets like captured by like the king of a kingdom, and he like forces her to like make straw into gold because her father lied to him and was like, my daughter can turn hay or straw into gold or whatever. And he's like, all right, well, your daughter needs to prove it. And so she comes across this magical imp, And he's like, hey, I'll turn that straw into gold for you, but you have to do something for me. And it's this constant bargaining back and forth where she does, like, he makes her the gold out of stuff, and she gives her his neck, like, she gives him her necklace, and then she gives him her ring, and then I think in one of the iterations, she gives him, like, her firstborn child. It's just, I don't know, don't fucking gamble, don't bet. I don't know the moral of the story, really, but just don't do shit like that, all right? Yeah, I think we already have a Rumpelstiltskin inspiration in the series. It's Professor Rumple from the book, from the After the Fall and Before the Dawn. So, no, I do not believe that that is, unless they're trying to, like, double down. But again, this is just the name of a drink. I don't think this has anything to do with anything, really. Anyways, Oscar's back. Hey guys, remember we got in trouble? Remember Team RWBY got in trouble in the first place because they kept things from each other, right? They go to Atlas, like, if you just told Ironwood from the beginning, things would be so different. Because when episode 11 came out, all of that shit that you kept from him came back and bit you in the ass. So I wonder why Oscar is choosing to just not tell them that I'm laying it on a bit thick here, okay? But yeah, bruh, tell them that Oz is back. Oz will know what to do. Stop keeping secrets, please. How did you guys not realize that not telling the truth is what got y'all in this predicament in the first place? Because now, imagine if something happens down the road and Ozpin comes back and they were like, when did Oz come back? And he has to tell them, oh, Oz has been back since you guys brought me back to the base. I just didn't say anything until now. Imagine, I don't know what scenario that would be in, but I really hope him not telling them that Oz is back right now doesn't backfire later. I know he's not lying here, but it's like, bro, that's fucking important. That's the first thing I would say. But he wants to, he wants to talk to Oz first, so I feel like that's still valid. He's clearly, he doesn't have any ulterior motives. He's not, like, evil or anything. Yeah, Oscar's looking pretty sus right now, though. I'll just say that. But yeah, I just think that it's I don't know. You got to keep that in mind. So the plan, the overall plan is to get everybody to the crater. Underground, where it's warm. Makes sense. We were talking about that when the snippets and the trailer first came out, when they were mentioning the crater. Actually, it was the sneak peeks that first mentioned, like, is the crater really safe? And clearly it's the first course of action, and it's cool that we at least know who put this plan in motion. It's like, hey, we helped you get your friend, now you're gonna help us clear out Mantle, because that's how relationships and business work. I don't know the significance of this image. I feel like it is important. Like they put it in the scene, and in a way, I feel like it's one of two things. This is either, hey, we're gonna put something super subtle in the background that we know people are gonna notice and speculate and question what it is, or because Rooster Teeth has also made it very apparent and clear too that there have been times where they put something in the show as just like, we just put it in the show. It's not important. It's nothing to overthink about. And the fandom latches onto it and just fucking runs with it, dude. And they're just like, this is important. It has to be. Why would Rooster Teeth put this in here if it wasn't important? So it could be either or. This could be maybe like the founders of the Happy Huntresses. This could be the owners of this bar. Who knows? This could be someone from someone's past. I have no fucking clue. It's like the Brunswick farm photo. Remember I saw that photo and I was like, oh my god, that's Neo and fucking Torchwick. Remember how right I was, guys? Remember the backstory that we got of Neo and Torchwick growing up at Brunswick Farms because of that one photo that everyone saw and speculated into the ground? How can we forget that? 10 out of 10 backstories, by the way. Yeah, so this time around, I'm not looking into it. I just think this is the picture of two people who probably own this bar. You know, it kind of, you know what I mean? Like, hold on, give me a second. Image. Oh, hold on. There we go. Yeah, so whoever owns this bar, it's probably just like a picture of them two outside of the bar taking a picture like, holy shit, we have our first bar. Let's commemorate this with a photo. Pepperidge Farmer members? You mean Brunswick Farmer members? Come on, guys. It was right there. How did you screw that up? Nimble Fox, thank you. Someone didn't let me down. Come on, Dan. I trusted you. You had that in the bag, dude. You're the pun guy. Oh, so remember how I was talking about, like, Maria? Like, how she's just chilling now? I don't know why, but I found this image. I just found this really funny. Like, everyone else is talking, and Maria's like, what the fuck am I even doing here? Like, why am I here? I'm just sitting here. I'm literally just sitting here doing nothing. I don't know why, but I just found this to be really funny. Just Maria just in the background, just doing nothing. Yeah, Maria's like, I'm too old for this shit. I just brought all these kids back. I lost my eyes. I somehow, like, shrunk 2-3 feet in the last, like, 40 years. My best years are behind me. I fly an airship that I don't even know how to fly. I lost my cashews during this entire situation. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know why. I just thought this was funny. It's just like, Maria, you need to retire. Like, you need to just get away from these kids. Like, something's gonna happen to you if you stick around. Yeah, the cashews need to make a comeback. Also, okay, guys. I'm just gonna say this real quick, just to get it out of the way. I don't want y'all overreacting. I am not a simp, okay? With that very blunt, you know, that blunt preface out of the way. Yo, I don't know, but this episode's got me, I think I had a Blake awakening this episode. I was like, huh. I don't know what it was. I was just like, I think it's the hair, honestly. Yes, Blue Rat. I had a Blakening. There you go. I don't know what it is. Might be the hair. Yeah, it's probably the hair. Like, let's be real. It's just floofier. Welcome to the dark side. Hey, I see what you did there, right? Because she's Blake. She's black. She's the black in RWBY. I see what you did there. Good shit. Anyways, I'm not a simp. Moving on. Yeah, so they're not going to sleep anymore. Mind you, they've already been going for the last 9 episodes now off of no sleep. And they're going to be going through the next 13 chapters over 2 days with also no sleep. So I feel like that was, it's like, yo, Blake better get that catnap in. That's all I'm saying. Y'all better get some, I don't know. They're just going to be nonstop for the next 2 days. And that's just gonna, I feel like eventually, you ever get so tired? Like, there's just sometimes, I feel like being tired is the worst form of, I feel like being tired is worse than being hungry. I feel like being tired is worse than being thirsty. I honestly think it's the worst kind of exhaustion. Especially when you need to get shit done. Like, it's the worst thing for me. Like, if I'm tired and I get woken up and it's like, bro, I've been up for 12 hours. I got 2 hours of sleep. Like, that feeling is just, I don't care if I haven't eaten. I don't care if I haven't slept. I don't care about anything else but getting sleep. And that's probably, like, the worst thing. Yeah, a lack of sleep can technically kill you, too. Yeah. Well, yeah, exhaustion. So yeah, like 72 hours non-stop fighting and stress and death and mayhem and chaos and doubt and betrayal. There's so much shit. I'm just like, yo, this is a recipe for disaster, dude. Yeah, this is like day 5, but like not worse. I think day 5 is worse. But yeah, there's just a whole can of worms that comes with that, like sleep deprivation, like, you know, lacking motor skills, hallucinations, just general fatigue, and you know, they're gonna be like moving and fighting and traveling and doing all that other shit. So I just feel like things were incredibly against them. And now when you think of Ironwood too, like Ironwood even said that he was like, dude, we exhausted ourselves so much. I'm stressed out. I'm exhausted. My hands on fire. My hands burnt off. My military's all over the place. Salem showing up, and you're telling me that I can't even take a nap. Yeah. Can't imagine that. So, getting to brass tacks on this plan, the creator is one side of doing things, right? We have to help the people of Mantle, but simultaneously, we still have to think of the bigger picture. So, really quick, I'm just kind of curious, show of hands, or just sound off in the chat. Are you Team Yang or Team RWBY? Not that Team RWBY, like Team Ruby Rose. Not RWBY. I know that's super, like, that's where it's really confusing. Are you Team Yang or Team RWBY for the plan? Like, who, like, if you were in the middle of this, who would you go with? That's now here's the thing. And I've seen people debate, like, oh, Yang is wrong for doing this. Oh, RWBY's wrong for doing this. Real talk, at least for me, they're both right. I think they're both right. It's just a matter of what is worth prioritizing more, right? I guess the best way I can describe this is like, for like a MOBA, right? Yang is thinking of the early game advantage, where RWBY is thinking of the late game advantage, like the late game scaling, right? Yang's going for, you know, those early dragons, those early like blue buffs and red buffs, whereas whereas RWBY is thinking of like, hey, let's just worry about small team fights and just thinking of the end game and thinking of like the long-term benefits instead of the short term. And I don't think either is wrong. Like, I think Yang just wants to feel that instant, I don't know if it's instant I don't know if instant gratification is the right word, but like, if Yang goes outside and kills some Grim and protects a group of people who were just about to die, that is immediate, tangible results. Like, we just made an impact right here and now. And that's right. Like, that's not wrong for her to say she wants to do. And to be honest, like, that's part of the objective. But RWBY is also in the right for thinking of like, if we don't send help, if we fall here, everyone else is going to be blindsided. So it's still a matter of trying to reach other people. The problem is, you really can't expect everyone to agree on one thing. And I know it sucks to try to divide people in this way, to be like, okay, well, we have to split up the team. But I still think it's somewhat doable, right? Like, are you really gonna have 10 people like rush this base? I feel like they have enough people to split the team up, right? Team Yang goes and helps the people of Mantle. Team RWBY and company, not that Team RWBY. Team RWBY and Penny go and try to get access to AMIDI. And I think Jean was a really good middleman here because clearly everyone else was like, well, this isn't gonna work. Like we all have to agree on the same thing. And this is where I think like Barbara did mention, I think it was, I don't know if it was RTX, but it was at a panel of sorts. Maybe, I don't know if it was RTX. Actually, I think it was RTX, but she mentioned that like the theme of this volume is distrust, where just because you know someone for a really long time, just because you believe in someone, doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree with everything they say or do. And look no further than family, right? Sister, I don't care if you're my sister. Someone has to tell you that the plan that you've had so far, that we've let you spearhead since we got here, isn't working out. Objective fact. Like RWBY, we gave you your moment. Like, you can't be upset that I want to try a different alternative. You know? Regardless if you think that we should stick together or whatever the case might be. Like, at least and I'm pretty sure that's hard to hear coming from her sister of all people. You know what I mean? Not even like Ren or something, like her straight family. You know, and I think at the same time, I think Yang is the person to tell it, because like if your sister is telling you that, then you clearly have to take that into consideration. You know, she's not telling you that to hurt your feelings. She's telling you that because that's what she honestly believes. And then like Ren, and then that's when everyone else starts voicing their opinions, right? Ren's like, and I get it. I fucking get Ren completely in this moment, right? The last time shit like this happened, his father told him, make sure you act. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is doing nothing at all. And if you're just waiting for endgame, people are dying, whether you're there to protect them or not. At least if you're out there on the front lines, you know at the end of the day, you're making a difference, you're making an impact. I don't necessarily know if, like, it's just hard because both sides are right. It's just, what results are you looking for? Are you looking for short-term results? Are you looking for like, hey, let's save all the, but because here's another thing too. RWBY is going for the end game. Yang is RWBY's going for the end game. Yang is going for the early game. I feel like Yang and company can still finish doing what they need to do. And then everyone just, like, both sides, if they can complete their objectives, they can still call it a dub on both sides and then link up. As long as no one has doubts with each other. But I feel like Nora flipped the script. Her reason just felt weird. I'm a little inclined to agree with that, just because, like, she was very like, hey, we need to focus. You know what I mean? Like, she was very Team Mantle when we started. But the thing is, she's thinking of Mantle, and RWBY's also thinking of Mantle, but they're not just thinking of Mantle, right? Team RWBY is Mantle and everyone else, whereas Yang, Ren, Jean, Oscar, they're just thinking of the here and now. You know? So yeah, I don't think either side is wrong. It's just where you fall on, you know, where you fall. And whatever happens, you have to live with that choice you made. That's the first part about being a leader. And that's slowly what I'm learning about Red versus Blue right now. So I'm currently watching Red versus Blue. I finished season 11 and season 12. And like one of the big points that they're mentioning in this season, at least, is with Tucker. I won't go any further for people who haven't seen it, but Tucker is having a lot of those a lot of that development going on right now of like making those choices, and you never know if you're making the right choice. And if you made the wrong choice, you just got to learn from it when you got to make another choice down the road. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, Zoronic KIBA, dude! Holy shit, how have you been, man? Wow, you know what's crazy? Oh my god. Oh, dude, it's been so long. You know what's crazy? I literally watched your video, like, a week ago of, like, you guys talking about, like, Naruto, like, your favorite parts of, like, Naruto, like, part 1. Dude, so good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I don't think either side is wrong. It's just where you fall. And if shit goes crazy, then hopefully they have each other's back. I really don't want... I just don't like how some people are like, Yang was wrong. She broke up the team. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's a weird take for me, at least, because it's like, what she's saying is making sense. It's just, it comes down to your own principles. Like, as a huntsman, she's still a huntress. She still gets to make a choice of what she wants to do, regardless if RWBY is the team leader. It's just a matter of, hey, you gotta live with whatever decisions you come to. It is unfortunate, though, because Blake is against Yang's decision and Nora is against Ren's decision. So that's creating some immediate rifts in their team dynamic because those are the opposing pairs. Just look at that, too. Just look at the teams. RWBY, Weiss, and Blake are all in agreement with each other, whereas Yang is kind of going against the grain of that. And their team RWBY, right? There's 75% a team right now. So it's just a difference in ideals, and you have to at least respect that. And as long as they can get their shit together, they should be fine. Another thing to consider too, right, is actually I'm gonna jump up just a little bit here just to show another screenshot, just so I can hold on, give me a second. Where is it? This one right here. I think at the end of the day, they're gonna be okay. I agree with both sides. I don't feel like it's wise to break up because I feel like that's when the worst things are going to happen storytelling wise. But with Yang and RWBY like acknowledging each other in the intro, I think they will eventually respect what the other is doing. And instead of just playing the blame game, they will allow the other to go about things their own way. And hopefully, you know, see each other at the end. But as of right now, I don't think either side is wrong. I just think that they need to do things their own way. And you can't expect the teams to be in complete agreement about every little thing completely. Because, you know, none of these characters are blobs. You know, they're not gray blobs. They're red, they're black, they're white, they're yellow, they're pink, they're green, you know, they're all shades of colors. So yeah, again, and I do like that Jean is a really good mediary, like a middle person to just be like, okay, we can go for both. Like that's an actual possibility. Like we have like 10 people here, so whoever's in agreement, you know, go help the people of Mantle, and we'll set up amity. And here's the thing, too. If both sides win, that's a dub. That's 2 dubs right there. And I think it's possible. It's just a matter of how much is this opposition going to... Like, what's this opposition going to do? Like, what do they have to face in front of them? And I don't think it's going to be easy. Another thing, too, is that Blake did agree with RWBY. So that, you know, verbally she agreed with RWBY. I think it was her. Weiss didn't say anything, which is odd. Like, this is her kingdom of all. You know what I mean? Like, I figured she would have more of an opinion of the matter, especially because, you know, Mantle and Atlas don't really have a good relationship, especially with the Schnee family and all the shit her father's done. And I understand that that's no longer really her concern. She's not a part of the Schnee, you know, fortune, or, you know, she's no longer the heiress, but still. But obviously she trusts her teammate. And so, yeah, I think Weiss has always been there with her. And I really hope Weiss stays with her. Because in Volume 3, Weiss was with RWBY up until, you know, she went up the tower. Blake and Yang were separated until they saw each other with Adam, and then that whole thing happened with Yang's arm. So I just really hope... I'm more worried for the people that aren't with their teammates right now. Blake and Yang, Ren and Nora. I think RWBY and Weiss are going to be okay for the most part. I just wonder if something happens on one end, the second side... If something happens with Team A, Team B is not going to know about it, and I don't know. That's just fucking stress and... I don't know, just a lot of anxiety on my side right now. But as long as they remain united, as long as they stand divided, they have a shot. You know, they have the Maiden. You know, Penny's going to help them get in. Also, Oscar mentions, too, like, the whole point, Salem's trying to divide us. So if we do our own separate thing, but have faith, stay united, and don't doubt each other, don't resent people for... choosing a different course of action, everyone should be fine. So, that's currently what that's at its core. That is the Team Yang versus Team RWBY debacle. I do think both sides have valid points. I think both sides are worth going for. Unfortunately, you can't have everyone go for one thing and completely negate the other. You know, because if you save Mantle, but you don't send the message, you won the battle, but you lost the war. If you send the message, you just fucking doomed everyone in this place. You lost the battle, but the war is still going to be fought. You know, that's kind of what you have to think about. So at the end of the day, they're trying to win both. And maybe by the end of it, it'll just prove that you can't win them all. You know? At the end of the day, that's what it's going to prove. If God forbid both sides fail, that's just going to prove that, like, even if you try, that doesn't guarantee that you'll come out on top. So, the intro does not have a name yet, I don't believe. I think Sirs and Madams got the lyrics from Jeff Williams. And I'm pretty sure they tweeted that Jeff said at the time of, like, they recorded the song, they wrote the song, but it does not have a name yet. Whatever you saw, if it was called The End, I don't know if that's officially the name yet. But yeah. Anyways, Pietro gives them a lot of that information, so obviously they're not going to go to Ironwood's office. They're going to go to the military compound at the base of Atlas. So I think it's at, like, the very bottom. So they still have to head back up there. Weiss said she thinks she has a plan, which I'm assuming she's going to use her Queen Lancer summon, just because it's the only thing that can fly, and send them all up there. Penny can also fly, too, so that's one less person taking up a seat. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, Sirs and Madams isn't here. Hey, what's up, Bruce? Yeah, so it is confirmed. He does say it does not have a name yet. So if you saw it called The End, that is not the name. Like, whoever is posting that, that's not the name. It does not have a name as of chapter 1 yet. So yeah, so obviously Yang got the keys from Pietro. For those who don't know, it was shown in one of the Volume 7 snippets or previews or sneak peeks that they are going to be getting those hover bikes. So, what's it called? They're called Rhinos. So they're going to be getting those hover bikes, and that's with the one scene that we saw where Yang is like, all right, the others are definitely missing out. And that was the first shot that we saw of Volume 7, and it seemed to be a little too optimistic. Realistically now, we know what's at stake here, so clearly it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the Kingdom of Atlas. It's understandable why Salem hasn't just completely decimated the kingdom as of yet. And obviously, context matters, so, you know, at least waiting for the episode to play, that makes sense. Oh yeah, so yeah, it was a clip at RTX, but it was a sneak peek first. Like, I saw it before it was shown at RTX, so yeah. Oh, Volume 8. Sorry, yeah, Volume 8 preview. My fault. So yeah, so that's the key. So they're gonna go there. They're gonna I don't know if Jean also gets like the shield grenades. I don't know if he gets those from Pietro's place, because in Volume 7, Pietro said that he had more modifications to make for them, but at the time of the episode, it was episode 3 that they got their outfits. He said at the time, like, the upgrades that he gave them were good enough. So he was still working on extra stuff for them. So I wonder if the shield grenades they picked up from there as well before they headed out on their mission, because we did see the shield grenades during the Grim encounter with Jean and Ren. So yeah, it's a pretty safe bet that we're gonna see those in the next episode as well. So yeah, we officially have the teams: RWBY, Weiss, Blake, Nora, and Penny. And we have Yang, Ren, Jean, and Oscar. So still at least good to know that Jean and Ren are together. You know, a part of Team Juniper is still linked up. I don't think we're gonna get any type of internal, you know, character development or character moments. You know what I mean? Yang and Ren are gonna be interacting for the first time. You know, Nora and Blake are gonna talk about boys or girls or relationships and stuff. I don't really know if it's gonna be screen time like that, but there are some characters that are overlapping that we haven't really seen. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the one scene in Volume 6 where they first reach Argus and Ren and Yang hug, I'm not saying that they're not friends, but that scene is just very, like, out of place in my mind, because those two characters have never interacted with each other, I don't think, on screen. And so it's just weird for me to just be like, hey, they're super friendly, they're super buddy-buddy. Of course, I expect that, you know, I expect that over the course of the show. But to never see a moment with them is just weird to me sometimes. I'm just like, but we've never seen them, so hopefully, maybe we'll get some moments like that, some downtime. Maybe they'll vent how they feel about, you know, Blake going with RWBY, or RWBY and Yang's disagreements, or Ren and Nora's disagreements. Maybe they'll talk it out while they're going through all of this stuff. But yeah. The one time they interact, Yang... Oh, yeah! I guess if you want to count that. The first time Yang interacts with Ren, she beats the shit out of him during the food fight. Yeah, I mean, I guess... Okay, you know what? I'll give you that one. They didn't get off on the right foot, then, if that's the case. She just, like, pummels him with turkeys. Yep. But I do think that, I at least think that this is interesting, right? Blake's not with Yang. Ren's not with Nora. I like that. I think that there does need to be some... And I still do like the rest of it. Like, Oscar and Jean have had interaction. You know, they went to see that movie with Weiss. But, like, Oscar and Yang, I think, is interesting. Blake and Weiss, I think, is interesting. Or not Blake and Weiss. Blake and Nora, I think, is interesting. It just depends if they have any moments like that they want to express. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, so all teams are set up. Next week, I'm pretty sure they're gonna show off the moments of both sides, like, progressing with their own original plans. And we got a phone call from the good old general, the headstrong, head on his shoulders, clearly not a problem. There's nothing wrong here. Making all the right choices. Good General Ironwood, who's very genuinely concerned with the well-being of the protector of Mantle. The Tin Man, if you will. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a phone call from the enemy. Yeah. You know what would have been great? You know what would have been great, dude? Is if Oscar was with this team instead, and Oscar just takes the phone and he's like, I'm still alive, bitch, and then just hangs up the phone or something, like, just some, like, alpha male type shit, just to be like, yo, you didn't kill me all the way, dude. But he called Penny, and, you know, they already separated as a team. Yeah, it's clearly like the I lived bitch meme, but it's with Oscar. He's like, yo, I'm still alive. Better luck next time, buddy. But yeah, so the tension's already in the air. Ironwood he's got a rap sheet at this point. Shot Oscar. You know, he was just minutes away from his second body bag, or his second attempt at killing someone. And I'm actually just really, like, he's just very cold. And I don't know, it's almost like he was like a different person when he called. You know, like he was still under the influence of like that fear. I don't know why, but I feel like there are moments when I see Ironwood, like in Volume 7, like when he has just like this deadpan face. And I feel like that deadpan face is like fear taking over. You know what I mean? Almost probably his semblance on autopilot. Like when he's talking to Oscar, he was like, it's general. Like you can literally see the light leave his eyes. I'm not saying he has like a split personality. I'm just saying like there's the Ironwood that's like that has things under control, and then there's the Ironwood that succumbed by fear and you know, Tin Man Ironwood, I guess if you want to say it. So there's Ironwood and then there's Tin Man. So like right now he's being a Tin Man. Yeah, I think that's I think we're gonna use that from here on out. I like that. I think we're gonna refer to Bad Ironwood as Tin Man. Not Iron Man, get out of here. Yeah. So that'll be his not his doppelganger, but like his alter ego. There you go. Yeah, I think the deadpan is when his metal activates. It could be. It's just, I don't know if he can just activate it on the fly. I don't know if it activates based on whatever he's thinking. It's just weird. I don't know. I guess we can only go off of what he's gunning for in that moment. And if it's irrational, then I guess we're led to assume that it's because of his semblance. You know? So yeah, he calls, they're not happy about it. Nora looks like she just wants to beat the shit out of him. Ruby's like, is this man seriously calling? Like, no shame in this man's game. He just arrested us and shot Oscar out of the sky, and he still has the audacity to carry on like he's not committing atrocities here. And I love how Ruby just takes the phone and she's like, bitch, you thought, and then he's like, nah, we're not doing anything until... So, like, the problem here is, like, this is literally adding more... Like, it was one thing to be like, okay, we're gonna go and activate AMIDI and do all that, but now, if Salem gets through, it's literally all on Ruby. You know, unless... I don't know, man. That's a tough one. That's definitely a tough one there, because like he just puts all of that pressure and guilt on her, and she's just like, yo, I'll eat that, you know, I'll take that loss. And I don't know if someone like Ruby is ready to accept if thousands of people die, it's because of her poor decision making or her choice to decide those things. It's hard though, you know, and it's on one person. So I just think that I don't think someone like Ruby can handle that, and I feel like that's what it's aiming more towards, which is again leading more towards this mental break that Ruby is going to have, realizing that every decision she made has led to the death of thousands of people because she thought what she was doing was right. You know? But yeah. Dennis or Denise Hunt, thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Yes, I did get it. I did receive it. Thank you. He himself said Remnant is doomed. But that's the thing, like, Remnant, I can understand Mantle is doomed, but Remnant is doomed? I don't know, that's a little... How old is RWBY? I believe she's 17 right now. Kind of like Oz. Oh, man. The fucking grown-ups just need to get their shit together. Ozpin needs to fucking come back, talk to Crow, talk to Ironwood, and get shit under control. Because clearly, with him gone, everybody else just doesn't know how to fucking function, dude. And, like, he's back. And, like, Crow is trying to go for Ironwood as well. Like, there's that whole other thing, too. Like, Ironwood's like, James will take the fall. I'll make sure of that. Meanwhile, Ironwood is just fucking shooting people left, right, and center. You know? It's almost like Ozpin is what kept everybody... It's like Ozpin gave everybody hope, but now that they know about Salem, it's just like they kind of threw away, just abandoned the idea that Ozpin can help them. But yeah, I don't know. I think Ironwood is just like... I don't think anything can get through to him. I think, if anyone, maybe Winter. And if Winter can't, then he's a lost cause. I hate to say that, but it's like, I can't think of anybody else that can get through to him. Like, he doesn't have doesn't show that he has family or anything else like that. Winter's the only person that he confides in. It's the only person he relies on. She's the only person that he's like, you know, he's apologetic towards, and he even says like, I don't know where I would be without you. So it's like, she will either be the one that brings him back, or she will be the one that, honestly, I think it would be really poetic and kind of like tragic even if Winter kills Ironwood, if he's like that far gone, like where he's like a legitimate threat, to keep him from becoming more of a monster than he's already become. You know? It's like watching, it's just like putting somebody out of their misery. I don't know. I just hope the reverse doesn't happen. I just hope he doesn't go over the edge to the point where he harms Winter. You know? It could be Galinda. Wait, what about Galinda? Oh, Galinda could talk. Yo, this is so fucked up, man. Like, Galinda and Ironwood had such good, like, chemistry. And Galinda hasn't been around in God knows how long. And you would have to explain, like, where the hell would Galinda be? Like, why would she come back now of all times? God, Galinda would probably be the one to... Oh, my God, dude. We need Galinda Goodwitch back. Holy shit. Yeah. That one conversation they had outside at night that one day, where she was, like, talking to him about, like, Ozpin has experience that the rest of us lack. It could be Galinda, but she hasn't been a character in 5 years, so let's not get our hopes up. That'd be fucking sick, but I'm not. Okay, it's like, I didn't think Emerald, Mercury, or Hazel would show up, but they had more of a chance of showing up than Galinda. Okay? I don't want to, like, put my foot in my mouth later and regret, like, making a bet or something, like, I guarantee you she won't come, because you never know. But I am very much against, like, I don't know. You guys are right, though. I think Galinda can get through to him, too, but it's just so out of place for her to come back after so long. Anyways, so yeah, Clover is officially dead. Obviously they would have to show that for confirmation. So the Aesops can mourn. So unfortunate, man, right? Like, really charismatic dude, just caught up in Tyrion's game. That Tyrion just had everyone playing, you know what I mean? Played them all like fiddles, and got him killed, blamed Crow. One of the few people that ever really gave Crow a sense of, like, normalcy, I guess I should say. Don't Geist him. Don't chill him. I know that there have been, and I originally thought that, I was like, I wonder if they would do that, right? Like, use a Geist to reanimate, or they also mention a new Grimm in the fairy tale books called a Chill that can also possess bodies. But yeah, I don't think that would be nice. Or really, other than shock value. Especially since this death had a really big, like, whiplash effect on the community in particular. So, I don't think it would be beneficial both for the show's perspective and PR-wise. So, yeah. I still want a Geist to possess a dead body. I just think there's going to be a lot of that towards the end of the volume. So, let's not count that out too soon. But I think that would be super badass. I really want a Grim. That's like one of the things I've been wanting since we saw the Geist in Volume 4. Like, reanimate a Huntsman. Maybe Adam. God, that'd be so... That would have been... Yo, that'd be sick, dude. But no, Adam's gone. Like, there's nothing they can do with him. But that would have been sick if they just carried on with Adam's corpse. And this Grim just can, like, manipulate and use him as if Adam was still, like, alive as a Grim. That would be sick. You know, Grim Adam. That'd be badass. But yeah. So yeah, official, confirmed. He's got that little, like, plate thing on his top. Because obviously, like, Crow's sword, like, just blew open his chest cavity. So, most likely, you know, I don't know if they do organ donating or whatever, but clearly processed and, you know, left there for mourning. And, you got Winter. I like her hair. I liked it when her hair was down, and I like it just as well when her hair's in a ponytail. I know it's not super professional, right? It's not in a bun like it usually is, but I don't know. I like casual. I like casual Winter a lot more. I like her hair down. I like her hair tied up in a ponytail. I like her new look in the intro as well. And I don't know. I put this side by side here because it's like Winter, like, her hand is practically, like, broken, whereas Ironwood's hand is, like, all machine. And again, this kind of ties into the Tin Man philosophy, you know, the Tin Man reference, right? Ironwood's last, like, right, obviously, we're not going to count his face, right? We're not going for, like, a Terminator thing here. But I think Ironwood's arm was, like, the last semblance of humanity that this man had. Like, he's officially all metal, like, all robot. All Tin Man. And I think that's what the arm also symbolizes. Right? Crow even said it in Volume 3. He was like, you know, like, Ozpin's like, his heart's in the right place. And it's like, sometimes I'm not even sure if he has a heart. You know, Tin Man. Like, if I only had a heart. But, like, yeah, like, adding more metal symbolically, like, the symbolism there is that his actions are not reflective of someone who is very humane or has any shred of humanity left in him. And all right, type 2 in the chat if you've seen Red versus Blue. Well, type 2 in the chat if you've seen Red versus Blue up to season 10. Like, if you finish Project Freelancer. So I mentioned a tweet. I mentioned this on Twitter, rather. I don't know why. I mentioned this in a tweet. I mentioned on Twitter a few days ago. Shout out to all the Red versus Blue people in the chat. Yo, I fucking love you guys, dude. Yo, RWBY's so good. If you haven't seen RWBY, please watch it. It's so good. But anyways, I made a tweet. And this tweet revolved around a particular character in Red versus Blue. I'm not going to say who it is, but it's a certain man, and there's a very palpable quote that he says that immediately made me think of Ironwood this volume. And the quote is, "It is undeniable, and may I say a fundamental quality of man, that when faced with extinction, every alternative is preferable." Basically what that means is, if you're staring death in the face, if your entire race, your entire species is staring death in the face, it doesn't matter if you shot a kid. It doesn't matter if you shot a council person, because the end result is that you all die anyways. So, in my mind, it's not a justification of what Ironwood is doing, but rather it's either you do that to try to make some progress, or you all die. And I thought that was a very appropriate quote for Ironwood in this situation. Drastically, like, and to be honest, I feel like even some of the actions that both of these characters take is very they parallel as well. Like, Ironwood, I feel like, is a good person at heart, and he's got to make those hard decisions, and somebody has to make those hard decisions, and he's going to be judged for it, and he's going to be labeled for it, and, you know, who else is going to stop Salem now? Who else can stop Salem but Ironwood? You know, hero, that's the whole point of the song. He sees himself as the savior of people, you know, of this kingdom, and I just think that, to an extent, like, for Ironwood's character, again, not justifying him killing or shooting anybody, but I guess the better question I would say is, when faced with extinction, every alternative is preferable. If it's shooting Councilman Sleet, or if it's shooting Oscar to guarantee a chance that he can do the right thing and at least, you know, keep the relics from Salem, what alternative is there? Every alternative is preferable in his eyes, or in his mind, right? So, like, he's not shooting Councilman Sleet because I'm a big, scary, bad man and I'm evil now. It's, I need to do this because we have no time, and I can't stop to process talking to people because there's no time for talking either. It's either I do this my way, or the alternative is we die. You know? Yeah, exactly. Peace is built on war. And it's unfortunate, you know? It really is. Like, I don't want to sit... Like, Ironwood has become, like, one of my favorite characters, especially from the last volume. And I don't want to sit here and be like, dude, I love that Ironwood's now suddenly this fucked up guy that will kill anybody at the turn of a hat. Like, holy sh... Like, I don't want that, you know? It's just like... You're, like... It's either you do this or you die. And for Ironwood, the ends are justifying the means. If he can get one step closer to stopping Salem, it's an unfortunate circumstance if someone gets in his way. That's all I can really say. Again, not an excuse. It's just like, that's just how some people function. Again, that specific RWBY character, a lot of justification for what they were doing, personal justification, but at the same time, that didn't absolve them, you know? All right. Let's see. Hold on, give me 1 second.